All right, it's Thursday night. It's time to party with the BS sessions. As always, I got my great partner here, Jerry Supe.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
I actually had a loss for words. I've been talking all day. Like I've been blabbing away all day, but now I'm like got nothing to say. It's like
Well, drink
weird.
drink something. Get some
Well, that's good to come on a
liquid.
podcast for that.
No shit, man. I'm telling you, I came ready. It's like I was talking all day with people about a project that me and Joseph are working on, this and that. Been doing some videos.
Why don't
for
you
the
announce that
freeform.
project?
Been doing some freeform videos I'm going to put up. It's like I've been blah 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 blah. But it's like a half hour ago. It's like all quiet. But I think I'm starting to warm back up now. I can feel it. So just needed a little break. But I'm ready to go. Anyway, yeah, me and Joseph have decided we're going to do a YouTube channel about the band Styx. We both love that band a lot, and so it's going to be fun talking about it. We're going to be doing like album reviews, just stuff about just hypotheticals. Like if we could add, like our first show is going to be, if you could add 10 songs to their set list, that aren't played very much, what would you do? Well, what song would you put on? Just stuff like that. We're going to have fun with it. And we're going to have guests on eventually. I think the first couple of shows we're going to do it alone. But yeah, we're going to go through chronological order of reviewing their albums and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be fun, man. So
Just remember, Crash the Crown is ours, bitch.
yeah.
I've been teasing that for years.
I've been listening to it more. I do like more songs than I did before. So who knows? Maybe by the time we do, that's a long time
And,
away.
and Joseph is on that episode also. So there you go.
That's like what, at least 6 months away for that review.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to do it as a joint freeform heavy water show.
Yeah,
Crash of the Crown.
Yeah, and when the new album comes out, we'll probably review that one right away. Just to get
Hey
it
guys,
out
I
there.
wanted to ask you, what does Heavy Water 77 stand for?
It's a song.
It's a song from their Brave New World album. It's a really cool tune. You should listen to it.
Oh,
And
okay.
1977 is the year that the Greatest Styx album came out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I told Ralph today, I was talking to him, it's like I kind of ripped them off.
8 came out in 78, I believe.
No, 77 Great Delusion. But I ripped off his format because he has Almost Human 56. So I did a song, because he did a song by Kiss, I'm doing a song by Styx in 2 numbers. So I didn't even occur to me that 77, The Grand Illusion, it just popped in my head, but you're right. So that actually works out quite nicely. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. We should, hopefully at the end of the month, we'll really be starting to crack on it. So going to be fun. Thank you all for who early subscribed for it. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, free form. Mark Taylor and BS already subscribed to you.
Yeah, and we appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're free form of BS, but I did it for you.
and your former co-host of the BS sessions
He
subscribed
did
to it as well.
Charles did.
He reached
So
out
thank
to
you,
me and said
Charles.
he was subscribing. Yeah.
Do you know what? He doesn't like Styx that much though. But
No.
you know
He
when
likes us.
You know when I went on. I don't care.
I'm joking with you, Mark.
Okay.
That remains to be seen or heard.
Depends on how much he had to drink that day. But what I'm gonna say is that when I was on the Pirates of the Caribbean last week, they have a boat in there. It's called the Charles T.
Oh.
And I go, fuck, he's following.
Irony can be pretty ironic sometimes.
I bet he's gonna watch this and go, yeah, because I'm awesome.
Did you
They
just say
need to-
irony can be pretty ironic sometimes?
Yes, I can.
All right, man. Are you gonna introduce the people now, Jerry?
Oh
After
yeah,
you
that's
take your shit?
that's my job.
Well, I just want to say
Yeah.
something. You got 3 podcasts now, and I only got 2. What the fuck?
Well, you got to start another one, Mark.
I don't want to start another one. I do too much for these 2.
Is a YouTube channel really a podcast?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, that's where
This
mine
takes
is.
a lot of work. I got to promote. I got to share it. I got to write a thing about it. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Well, then technically, Mark Jerry has 5 podcasts, if you think about it.
What's the other one?
He has these 2,
Uh-huh.
and then he has 3 Shots
Three-
Down.
Three Shots
he has
Down,
the baseball podcast,
That's
and
right.
he has
the
the new
baseball-
Styx channel.
Baseball podcast is like during baseball, so it kind of goes.
Yeah, and then when it's not baseball,
That
it's
turns to
football.
football.
But he doesn't do it every week.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to also thank Al Horta. I want to put a shout out to him because Tuesday I called him and I was about to fold Black Spinner Circle.
You were?
I was going to cancel it and just move on from it, but because I was having difficulties with my computer, and he talked me out of it. He said, "Well, figure things out." So I wanted to thank him for talking me out of it. Because
Cool.
he could have easily said, "Oh, okay, we'll just but he was really
Shout out
adamant.
to Al Horta just because he's Al Horta.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pimp. He knows everybody. He's
Yeah.
better than Eddie
he
Trunk. He doesn't brag about it.
He just wanted to keep it going, and I want to thank him for that because it's always been important to me. And he said, "Let's keep doing this."
You
So
should have reached out to me. I would have told you you're being stupid. Get your shit fixed. Yeah, that show's awesome.
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you.
you guys got to let me back on there again sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure will.
All right, man. So introduce everybody. Sorry for the interruption, Jerry.
Andy Rodriguez wearing the Pink Floyd shirt tonight, man. Awesome. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. Fantastic.
Cool.
Great being here. I always love to be here with you guys, just talking music and having a good time. So I'm excited.
And then we got my Cincinnati Reds brother, man, Favio Vegas, man. How you doing? Wearing a cool Tesla shirt. Check that
Doing
out.
great. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Looking forward to talking. This was tougher to put together than I thought it would be.
All right. And then we got the man in the wife beater. Tim Wirasnik, man. How you doing,
He's
dude?
always in the wife beater.
Still on this side of the ground, so I'm doing very well.
Yeah, that's the best place to be, man. So it's a little claustrophobic underneath, man. So good. Glad that you're still among the living. And then
Great
we got
album by Anthrax.
Then we got my new podcast co-host wearing the Kick shirt, man. Joseph Staub, how you doing?
Doing good. Excited about this show. I'm sorry I gave everyone so much grief. I figured this would be an easy show to do. Apparently, this was not an easy show to do for some people. So I'm excited to hear everybody's list. But also we got some fun BS to talk about. It sounds like too. So
Yeah,
Let's
but
get started.
But the thing is, on the when we get into it, I'll tell you how I made my list. But we got some BS, man. But before we get into the BS, we got an M3 recap with Joseph Staub, man.
we do.
Let's talk about that.
The reporter in the field that I am. I was lucky enough to be at the M3 Rock Festival this past weekend. A lot of interesting things happening at the M3 Rock Festival. It was the talk of the town on Sunday morning, with Saturday night's headliner David Lee Roth, who put on a phenomenal show. I think he blew away everybody's expectations. I think the talk coming into the festival was, "Oh, this is going to be rough. I'm interested to see how this goes." All the talk coming out of the festival was, "Holy shit, that was great. He should tour." And then now, of course, he is going to be touring. And I see a lot of people that are really excited about that. I'm really hoping that people get a chance to go see him if they haven't seen him before, or even if they have seen him before. He put on a great show. Overall, it was a really great weekend of music. There was only one artist that I was upset with, and that was, of course, the legendary Ace Frehley, who is widely known to be not doing great right now. And that trend continued at M3. It was not a great show. He was not in top form in any way, shape, or form. His band really helped him along. It would have been a full train wreck if not for the band he had behind him. They kind of saved some of the songs. But overall, he was the only artist that I was really kind of disappointed by the whole weekend. The rest of the bands really sounded great. Friday night, it was a cover band called I forget what they were called, but they covered different artists. Like the singer came out dressed as Paul Stanley to start out with the makeup, the costume, the heels, and everything. They did a couple Kiss songs. Then they had a female singer come out and they did some Heart songs. Then the singer came out, the same guy that was dressed as Paul Stanley came out dressed as Ozzy. They did a couple Ozzy songs. The female came back out again. They did a couple Pat Benatar songs, and then they closed out with a couple original songs that they had written that are actually they were pretty good. But it was a kind of really cool way to get the weekend started. Kind of got everybody pumped up, songs everybody knows, got everybody really into it. And then the headliner on Friday night was Sebastian Bach, who was just amazing. I mean, he is an artist who is on top form. His last solo album was great, and he actually one of the few people that played newer songs. He played, I think 4 or 5 songs off his new album, which was great. Just a really, really great album. And I really liked the songs he played. And of course, he played a bunch of old Skid Row songs. They all sounded great when he did them. He really still has his voice as well. So he had a really great band behind him as well. They put on a great show, great way to cap off. The way they did Friday night this year was Friday night was shorter than it usually is. So it was just a little bit of a kickoff show. And then Saturday and Sunday were the main attractions. Saturday They had a really good string in a row of bands. They had Winger was really great. Then Accept and David Lee Roth, and it was a really cool way to kind of close out Saturday night. Some really great artists. Sunday was the lineup was a little bit weaker, but everyone was still pretty good aside from Ace Frehley. You had Lita Ford was good, Warrant was great as they always are, and then the headliners were Stephen Pearcy and Warren DeMartini from Rat. And I was really excited because the set list that they played on their first show, they actually added some new songs in from what they had played at their first show. They added in Slip of the Lip and Body Talk, which they didn't play at the first show. And they switched out the deep cut that they were playing from Invasion of Your Privacy. At the first show, I think they played Dangerous But Worth the Risk. At this show, they played Never Used Love, which I prefer. I think that's a better song than Dangerous But Worth the Risk. The crowd went nuts when they played that because I don't think anybody was expecting that. They sounded great. I mean, it was really awesome seeing Steven and Warren up there together, and Carlos Cavazzo is an amazing guitar player as well. Their original bass player with them. And then Blas Elias from Slaughter on drums.
Great drummer.
Who just did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a really great weekend of music. I hinted earlier in the week in our group chat that I was going to talk about my one gripe with the whole weekend, and that is I'm getting sick of festival set lists. There are these bands, especially a lot of these bands that are putting out new music, and they aren't playing it because it's a festival, and it sucks because the sad part is it's this festival that people go to year after year after year. There's not a lot of casual motherfuckers coming to this festival. These people know these artists. These people have been there year after year after year, and they know these artists. And I guarantee you that most of the people there would love to hear this new music from them. That Winger played one song off their new album, but cut everything else post Down Incognito. There was nothing that they played. They played stuff off the first two albums. They played Down Incognito, and they played Stick the Knife In and Twist off the new album. That was all they played. Warren played 13 songs. Every single one of them was off the first two albums.
No
They
Robert Mason albums?
They didn't play a single song off Dog Eat Dog. They didn't play a single song off the last album. Nothing. And it was really disappointing because every single time I've seen Warrant, they've played those exact songs. And there's been times where I've seen them play. They play stuff like Hole in My Wall or Machine Gun, or even I've seen play a couple songs off the Louder, Harder, Faster before too.
I love that.
But this time, for some reason, they cut everything that wasn't off the first two albums. And it was a lot of that way with a lot of these artists. The only artists that really played new songs was Sebastian Bach played a couple songs off his last album, and Accept played a couple songs off their last album. Because Accept, I mean, you either know Accept or you don't. It's one of those things where they're not a band that had a ton of hits, so they really don't have to cater to the festival audience quite as much. They're just going to play their set list. So they played, I think, 4 songs off their last album. Mixed in the really great album. They played The Reckoning. They played
Mark Trinello is awesome.
Oh, he's amazing.
TT Quick. If you haven't heard of TT Quick, go check out that.
They sounded so great live. They're a phenomenal band if you haven't seen them live recently. But
they're from Jersey, so
yeah. But just it's getting to the point where, and this year they did it a little differently at M3, where they gave pretty much every band an hour, where in the past they'd give like the opening bands half an hour, and then 40 minutes, then 45 minutes, then 50 minutes, and then like the last 3 or 4 bands would get an hour or more. This year, everybody got an hour. Vixen got an hour. Who wants to sit and listen to Vixen for an hour?
I'll take 30 minutes of Vixen. You just want to look at the boobs, Jerry.
I like Vixen. Their last album was pretty killer, but I'm sure they probably didn't play anything.
They didn't play a single damn thing off.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think they did play something. I think they played one song off
first album.
Pretty much.
At least Bach played some new songs.
Yeah, I was excited because I love.
Don't talk about Tim about that last album. He don't like it.
I loved it. I'm excited.
Plus, the only original member is Roxy, the drummer.
What album didn't I like?
But
Sebastian Bach, he didn't like his last album.
I fucking hated that album.
Yeah, we reviewed it. Yeah,
he is taking Dee Snider's place.
The best album of the year.
Yeah. He's taking Dee Snider's. He's taking Dee Snider's place at Rocklahoma, so that's gonna be kind of cool.
Yeah,
he's amazing live right now. His voice is still great.
The whole thing that Joe's talking about, that may not be the band's doing. That may be the festival's promoter,
That's true too.
saying we
Never thought
just
about
want the
that.
hits.
That could be it too.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Sebastian
true.
Bach did new songs, and so did a
Wow.
Well,
Seb,
That's
because
true, too.
Sebastian Bach doesn't have any hits.
Skid Row. Hello.
He played all the Skid Row hits.
Oh, that's Skid Row. That's not his band.
Well, I like.
Yeah,
I
but
like.
that's what-
They
I
should
like-
ask him to just
I
play
Yeah,
like
but
Skid
Skid
Row.
Row was 90% of his set
he
list.
didn't play
so.
anything from Angel Down.
He did American Metalhead.
Nice, great fucking song. We got to review that.
But a lot of these promoters in these festivals say just the hits, guys. Just the hits.
Just the
This
hits.
isn't your tour.
All right. Well, Joseph, you already alluded. David Lee Roth announced summer tour dates, so that was part of the BS. Are you have anything else to say about M3? Wrap it up, or
Yeah, no, it was a great time. I'm really hoping. I know a couple of us have talked about in the future getting a group together to go. I got to hang out with Brad, which is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that my focus next year.
Honestly, definitely do, because I don't know how much longer this is going to go.
hey Jerry, we could get an
Okay.
Airbnb. I'll go.
Attendance was not great this year.
Oh,
Really?
really? Was it?
How much is
Even-
the ticket? How much is the ticket?
It
Like-
depends where you want it. Like, we get lawn tickets for all
That's
3
what I'd
days.
probably get. That's
Yeah.
what I'd probably get.
For all 3 days, it was 120,
I can't.
Oh, that's
sit on a
awesome.
lawn.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
That's awesome.
and parking's free. So,
Oh, nice.
Jesus.
and it's really easy parking.
In
It's not like
California, it's
some of these
$200 to
places.
park.
It's not. Yeah, you're not in some field. You're actually in like parking garages and stuff, and it's,
Right.
it's all
Oh, wow.
free.
Pretty cool.
And it's all
Hey.
it's all walking. It's right around the venue. It's free. You can get out of there. I think all 3 days we found a really good parking garage. We were out of there and on the highway in 2 minutes. There was no
Hey,
traffic.
do y'all drive back home each time, Joseph, or do y'all get a
No,
hotel?
we stay there. We stay there. We
Y'all
get a
stay
hotel. We're only about an hour away, but we do get a
Right.
hotel for the weekend. We did 2 nights this year. We came down Friday afternoon, went
Yeah,
back
just
home
made a weekend
Sunday
out of
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
on Saturday we went to go see Billy Idol. Man, he was great.
Nice. How was that?
That
Was it
really
with
good.
Joan
He had a new
Jett?
album. I didn't know that he had a new album that came out in April, and he played 2 songs off of there, and the songs were pretty good. Basic Billy
They-
Idol.
Yeah, I was gonna say they sound like Billy Idol.
Yeah, they sound like Billy Idol.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I was able to see Joan Jett. And Joan Jett opened up, and she was great.
Really? Because she opens for everybody. I'm surprised
I
that's the
know,
first
and I've
time
never
seeing
seen her
her.
before.
I've seen her like
I've never
9
seen her.
times. I've seen her like
Yeah.
9 times, all opening for people, man.
I saw her open for Styx a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Good
she
for
was
everybody.
great. I loved it.
Styx, Boston, Journey,
The stadium tour.
Stadium tour. I didn't
Yeah.
see the stadium
She
tour.
went
but
on
this-
too
yeah,
early. I
awesome.
missed her at that.
Yeah.
She's awesome though. She puts on she still can rock, man. So
Mhm.
Yeah, she just rocks, man. There's no
All right.
specialty to it. She just jams.
Let's move the BS along a little bit because
Yeah.
it's BS light tonight. So I want to get to I think this is funny. ET extraterrestrial star Dee Wallace says she argued with Steven Spielberg over an axe love affair between ET and Elliot's mother. This is a family film, and I'm going, okay, I get it because Leah Thompson had sex with Howard the Duck, but ET's pretty ugly, man. What the fuck is that shit? He's all wrinkled and fucking
Bone hole with the finger. What's
What
that?
do you
What's
do?
that long finger? Is what he's
I think Dee Wallace saved the movie for being
I think so
bestiality.
too. What?
I can't imagine that was actually what Steven Spielberg wanted to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can hear
that's
it
what she
go.
said. That's what she said. Dee Wallace.
I can hear ET go, "Let's bone."
Bone, let bone, bone home, bone
Bone
home.
Yeah, that would totally change the direction of that movie, in my opinion. So
Remember Howard the Duck?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
movie
that was an
sucked.
adult movie. E.T.'s a kid's movie.
yeah, that movie
I know.
sucked anyway.
And who
Yeah, but
knows?
Leah
Maybe,
Thompson's hot.
maybe that actress,
Oh,
Dee
was.
Wallace, just wanted to get her name in the press again.
I don't think so. She's
Oh.
old.
Who knows?
She's been in like every Rob Zombie movie for the past 20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
I just thought that was funny. And let's get to Shitter or whatever his name is. Shitter dude.
Shador Sanders.
He says a football
Shitter.
fan is suing the NFL for $100 million in damages due to his drop in the draft. A fan allegedly suffered intentional emotional distress and trauma.
That was
Good
me.
luck.
That was
Gary just
me.
wants the money.
He probably had,
I'm still
probably
I'm
had a
still
bet in
suffering, man.
Vegas.
It was just fucking, I haven't been the same since, man. I'm telling you, man. I got this weird shake going on here, man. My cat's looking at me funny. Something's wrong inside, man. So I'm
Jeff
feeling
cries himself to
guilty.
sleep every night ever since.
The way
I
I
do.
see it,
No, I cry myself awake, actually. That's the
fuck.
weird part
Yeah.
about it.
Shadir Sanders, or whatever the fuck his name is,
Shitter.
has got a shot. And that's all you can ask for in the NFL.
If he's good, he'll make the money.
A shot.
Hey, he's the only NFL player that I ever want to fail.
But he's in Cleveland, so there's
I was about
automatic
to say,
failure.
Hopefully.
if there's a place that makes a lot of stupid decisions that might start him, it would be Cleveland.
They drafted a quarterback before him.
Yeah. And they signed
That
Joe
was
Flacco,
hilarious.
right? They signed Joe
Yeah,
Flacco.
they slammed Flacco
Joe
back.
Flacco's number 2.
Number 2. Who's number 1? The other dude?
Watson still, I think.
Well, Watson
he's hurt.
is out for the season, dude.
He's out for the season again?
Yeah.
That dude sucks.
He hurt
What a
himself.
waste.
He put up a
Why do you think he's in Cleveland?
he put up a
He was
TikTok.
opening.
He put up a TikTok video of him dancing without his boot on, which injured him, and they could actually
Take the money away.
They could just
Yeah.
take the money away and release him because
Absolutely.
of that, because he wasn't doing his rehab right. So I hope Cleveland gets smart and does it, but I bet they'll still pay his ass because they're
We're
stupid.
Probably.
talking Cleveland.
Exactly.
Cleveland
They'll
sucks,
probably,
man.
they'll probably be starting Flacco, and then when they lose,
Well,
a few
Flacco
games,
did
put the
good.
other rookies in.
He did good with them a couple years ago. He
I
was
think
really
Flack-
good.
Be a good quarterback if you put an offensive line around him. He's not going to be
I mean,
he
he's
took him
not
to the
going to be a
playoffs a couple
rollout
years
passer.
ago.
You know?
He's a good
could
backup.
start.
We had him here in
He-
Indy last year, and
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
when he
Watson-
comes in for a few games off the bench, it's good. But he can't do a full season. He's not that guy anymore.
All right, man. So let's
beat us in the Super Bowl, fucker.
let's get
Because
to
he
some,
came in late in the season.
yeah. Let's get into some weird news. A routine traffic stop turned into a bizarre scene when a police officer in Ohio discovered a pet raccoon was in the driver's seat with a meth pipe in its mouth.
That
And
tracks for Ohio.
Rocket Raccoon's been on. He's having some fucking bad years lately.
Rocky Raccoon.
Since Guardians of the Galaxy, quit. He's kind of looking for a job, man. So
Did
he's
this happen in California?
No, Ohio.
Ohio.
I said
Ohio.
Ohio.
That tracks for Ohio.
Cleveland.
Sounds more like Florida.
Crackhead Raccoons, the Browns makes sense.
Well, we got a raccoon around here that's biting people in the parking lot. So they're
Oh,
trying
shit.
to find it. It's like,
Well, I'd want.
find a
I
raccoon.
I'd one of those. Yeah, got his picture up in the post office.
A specific raccoon.
He's wearing a mask.
Well, they're always trying to find him because they think he has rabies, and it's like,
Well, I had one of those fuckers chase me before, so they can be mean.
All right. We're gonna end BS on a sad note tonight. Since we're gonna get into
wait a minute,
happy
I
note.
got a story
Oh, go ahead.
that I'd like to bring up, as long as we're doing the BS.
Is it sad?
No,
All right, let's do your nice story. Let's do the
It's
sad story.
weird.
We'll end it on it.
it's
We'll end it on a weird story.
It's
then.
typical.
All right. It says Brad from Three Doors Down. I hope everybody's having a great day today. I've got some not so good news for you today. I've been sick a couple of weeks ago. I went to the hospital, got checked out, and actually got the diagnosis. I had clear cell renal cell carcinoma that had metastasized into my lung. It's stage 4, and it's not looking real good. But we serve the Almighty God, and He can overcome everything. So I have no fear. I'm really sincere. I'm not scared at all. It's going to force us to cancel our tour this summer, and we're sorry about that. And I'd love for you to lift me up in prayer every chance you get. And I think it's time for me to maybe go listen to Three Doors Down 2008 song, It's Not My Time, a little bit. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, stage 4 is pretty much
Stage
the
4
end,
is-
unfortunately.
Stage
Especially
4
when-
is make sure your life insurance policy's paid
Yeah,
up. Make
it's,
sure your will's up to date.
Especially with that kind of cancer.
and it's in the lungs. A month, maybe 2. Unfortunately, it's sad. I like Three Doors Down. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I did like some of their songs.
I
so
like
it's sad.
I like their album, The Better Life.
A great
That's
album.
about it. But then
And
I think Here Without You is a fucking beautiful.
That's a
tune.
great
I
song.
love
They
that
got a lot of
fucking
metal
song, so.
riffs on all their albums, dude.
Yeah.
They could play, they could jam, dude.
But
But
then
go ahead,
there,
Andy.
Yeah.
No,
Oh yeah,
no,
that was me and Molly, my wife. That was our first concert together. We went to go see Three Doors Down during their first tour, and because she was a big fan of theirs, and that was our song. Here Without You was our song.
It's a great
Now
song, man.
it's
well, I mean,
Highway to Hell.
they've made breakthroughs in
Highway to
cancer. I mean, who knows? I mean, lung cancer.
hence, I am still single.
They have been beating lung cancer more than they have back in the day lately. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, but yeah, it's sad, dude. I hope he makes it. I mean, I hope some miracle happens and he
Well,
makes it, dude.
I'm gonna say out there, if you're a Christian or whatever, send good vibes and lift him up in prayers like he asked, man.
Hey, man, I'm not a Christian, but man, if you are, pray, dude, because he seems like
Pray
a
for him.
decent dude. So
Yeah. And in fact, speaking of Christian, me, Mark, and Joseph have a prayer messenger group, and we share stuff like that daily. So
Yeah, I put
So
that in
it's
that
like
group too. But Fabio, you have any thoughts on him having stage 4 cancer?
Well, it's not a good thing for anybody. So yeah, that's it's bad to hear.
And that sucks.
Never
It was
really
only
been
a
a fan
month
of the band, but I don't like to hear that about anyone.
and it was only a month ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, he said.
2 weeks ago.
He wasn't
from that.
feeling good 2 weeks
I
ago, so he
mean,
went to the doctor.
Cancer just does not give you a fucking chance unless you get checked every fucking week, man. I mean, it's just a fucked up disease, man. It really is.
Just remember, go get checked
plague.
out, get your test, get out there, get your prostate checked. If you're over 50 or 45 now, it's 45. Get your prostate checked, man. Get out there, check your shit out, take your blood,
Yeah.
take that shit test they give you, man. Look, man.
my
Yeah,
doctor
you can
said-
shit. You can shit in a box and send it away, and they
Yeah,
can tell
shit in
you
a
what it
box.
is.
Instead
Boy,
of
who's a
instead
lucky
of
guy
taking
gets
a box,
Yeah.
taking a box and shit in a box.
Who's the lucky guy that has that job? It's
I
that takes
know.
the shit out of the box.
I hope he's wearing a mask. All right, man. What's your weird story, Tim?
The wife, from what I saw on YouTube, of the bassist of the band Weezer,
Oh
is
yeah,
not going to face any charges for shooting a police officer.
California.
Now, you think that's justified, or is that celebrity privilege?
Well, she should get at least probation or something, you know.
She's not facing any charges.
Yeah, she should get something. Some
She's
kind of
lucky to be
misdemeanor.
walking right now. I mean, you shoot at a cop. That's usually the cop's going to shoot back and not miss. They're better shooters than you are. So,
Well, they're supposed to be.
well,
You know. But I just thought it's like, man, if your husband wasn't the bassist of Weezer who sold 36 million albums, things might be a little different for you, sweetheart, but it's not. So
well, it isn't like that was
I'll bring that
that
up.
was that was Rivers Cuomo. I mean, he's the bass player from He's that guy from Weezer. We all know who Rivers Cuomo is. He is Weezer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. I don't think this is the celebrity thing. I don't know how they came up with that kind of
well, I think it's a money thing.
ridiculous. I mean, that's
Well,
terrible.
the thing is, they were looking for a hit and run driver, and she saw that on the news, and so she came out there with a gun, and the cops surrounded her. And maybe she got confused. I have no idea.
Possibly.
Maybe she, there's might be more to the story.
Or maybe she was baked out of her fucking gourd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe she was baked out of her fucking gourd, smoking weed. But she is an author.
Weed or whatever, but you're running around with a gun and you don't drop it when the police tell you to drop it. You're lucky you weren't just assassinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
It's
So
got it on video. It's got it on a doorbell cam.
Ring TV.
all right, Joseph, let's get into what we're doing, man.
All right. So I don't actually think we said it at the beginning of the show. So we've been keeping everyone in suspense unless they've seen
That's
the title
Jerry's
of the video.
Yeah,
But
it's always my fault.
I'm going to be hijacking the show this evening, and we're going to be doing our top 11 greatest
Or low
hits
jacking,
albums.
depending on how you
Or
wanna
low
look at it.
jacking. Yeah. I don't want to set my expectations too high.
Yeah.
But we're doing our top 11 greatest hits albums. And I did give a couple little rules for this show. It is limited to albums, greatest hits of one artist, and it has to be originally released that way, no box sets or anything like that. It could be a double album if it was released that way originally. but I just wanted this to be fun. I know just the reason that I kind of thought about this was growing up there, and I'll get to a lot of them in my list, but there is so many greatest hits albums that as a young kid really got me into music, like that my parents owned, that we listened to all the time, that were really my gateway into a lot of these bands and artists that we talk about. And so I really wanted to highlight some of these albums, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys have similar stories as to there's certain bands that you just picked up a greatest hits album off a whim and just thought, let me check this out, and then you end up getting into the band or just a greatest hits album that's particularly special to you. And so I'm excited to hear everybody's list. I got a nice little chart that I'm going to fill out as we go along here with all kinds of official boxes to fill in for everybody's list. So
is that your betting pool?
Yes, no. So we're going to go ahead and kind of circle around the horn here. We'll start with Andy, then go to Tim, go to Favio. I'll do mine, and then we'll close out with our two hosts, Mark and Jerry. So starting off at our number 11. Andy, what is your number 11 favorite greatest hits album?
You know, when I heard about this, I was like, man, this is going to be easy. A greatest hits album, that's my favorite. But then you start to compile all these greatest hits. You're like, how am I going to do this? So I said, I'm the black spinner. So all of them are going to be vinyl. And they're all going to, the title of each album is going to be greatest hits. That's it. I didn't venture off to.
I did the same thing because like I asked Mark, I said, if I put down Kiss double platinum, is that going to be good? And they were like, nope. And I went, got to say
yes.
No, we said yes.
Double platinum.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's allowed.
We said yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did. Joseph said yes, and I said yes.
I said yes too. So
we all said yes.
It doesn't matter, but
either way.
So everything on my list has greatest. It's the title.
Communication breakdown again.
It's not best of or.
Oh yeah. I took out all the best ofs. I took out all the decade of this and any kind of.
Oh, I forgot decade Steely Dan. Oh, sorry. Right, go ahead.
But let's get started with number 11. This is one of the latest from one of the latest bands, Foo Fighters' greatest hits. I've always been a big fan of the Foo Fighters. This is a really good one. I enjoyed it. It does end with Everlong Acoustic, which I do love.
I like that too.
But they also have the original Everlong on here as well.
Thank God.
Yeah. They're both on here, and I think this is the one that the Pretender is their song that came off of here. Which also
the Pretender was on another.
You know what? It was on another album. You're right. It
was on that one with the bomb on it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Silence, something echoes. I forgot.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about now. But yeah, that's what I'm going to start off with Foo Fighters' greatest hits.
Awesome. All right, Tim, what's your number 11?
My number 11 is from an artist that I just absolutely fucking love. I think he's one of the greatest songwriters to ever walk the planet, as far as I'm concerned. And he epitomizes Americana, as far as I'm concerned. Bob Seger.
Oh, I forgot that one.
Can't go wrong with Bob Seger, man, as far as I'm concerned.
That's a great album.
And in fact, I think that's got a volume 1 and a volume 2.
Yeah, they put out a second one of that.
Volume 2 is just as good.
Mm-hmm.
Volume 2 is more of a deep tracks album, and it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, volume 1 is kind of all the songs you hear on the radio.
It hits.
And then volume 2, there's a couple songs they left off volume 1 that are on volume 2 that are hits. But like Andy said, that one definitely, volume 2 has a lot more deep tracks on it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great one. Yeah. Favio, what's your number? Were you going to say something? Somebody to say something? I thought I heard something. Okay.
Fabio, there's a TV on in the background somewhere.
Oh. Well, I did not stick to greatest hits titles only.
Oh, I didn't either. So don't worry.
But like Joe was saying, it was hard for me, and I had a list of 40 albums I was trying to narrow down or whatever. But kind of like what you were saying, Joe, I thought, or Joseph, I'm sorry, I don't know what you prefer. But
either one's good with me.
But I I kind of tried to filter out all the ones that were just there because they're like my favorite bands. I wanted to focus on the albums that were, like you said, when I was younger, and there's huge catalogs that were compiled into one album that I just loved and listened to all the time, and didn't have all the other ones or whatever. But anyways, so my number 11 is the Sounds of Summer, the best of the Beach Boys, the
Nice
very
one.
best of the Beach Boys, and that's a really it's not. I think it was released on CD. It wasn't a double, but it is like 19 or 20 songs. Really they're short songs, but it spans their whole career, and so you get all the classic, surfer early day stuff up to the, great big production Pep Sounds era stuff, and I always loved that album. There's not anything bad on it.
Yeah, I love those, especially like more modern CDs where like they will fit as many tracks as possible on those CDs on a greatest hits album. They will certain bands you'll see like 20 songs on one disc for a greatest hits album, whereas a lot of these older ones on my list it's like 10 tracks or something like that. That was a greatest hits album back then. And then if you wanted more than that, it was a double greatest hits album. But yeah, no, that's a great one. So I will go next, and then I'll send it over to Mark and Jerry. But my list is going to cover quite the gamut of artists, and nothing is more representative of that than my number 11. And this is an album that my family just listened to all the time growing up, which is the case with a lot of these. But that is the Carpenters, singles 1969 to 73. So many iconic songs on this. It opens up with "We've Only Just Begun," "Top of the World." They do a great cover of "Ticket to Ride" by the Beatles. "Superstar" is just such an amazing song. Karen Carpenter's vocals are just so gorgeous. Rainy Days and Mondays.
Rainy Days and
Mondays. "Goodbye to Love," "For All We Know," "They Long to Be Close to You." Just so many iconic early 70s tracks.
At one time, Karen was considered one of the best drummers in the world.
She was an amazing drummer. You look at some of those videos on YouTube of her doing drum solos, just amazing for anybody at that time who doing that kind of stuff. She was right up there with some of the greatest jazz drummers of that time, and she just had it. People forget about it because of how just beautiful her voice was and how iconic of a voice she had. And she's just such a sad story of what fame can do to somebody, of the self-esteem issues and the self-image issues that someone can have, and just
she was like a skeleton.
Yeah,
at the end of her
career. The pain and the sickness that she went through, unfortunately passing so young. Just what an icon of music. And then of course her brother just arranged all of these songs. They're a band that had a lot of outside songwriters. Almost every single song on this album was written by somebody else, but just the arrangements that Richard Carpenter did to accentuate Karen's vocal ability, getting all these amazing musicians together. It's a soundscape, and that's what I love about this kind of music. So that's my number 11 is the Carpenters, the singles 1969 to 73. Mark, what is your number 11?
Okay. What I was telling you guys before we started the show, back in the day when you had CD players in your car, you didn't have the streaming, you didn't have the things where you could put on your phone and listen to stuff, man. So you bought these greatest hits albums so you could just hear the hits in your car and you didn't have to keep putting in different CDs. Because I had the whole Foreigner collection. I had all that already. But it was cool to have records by Foreigner, and especially the live version of Hot Blooded that they added to that. It says, "We have the amps, but you have the voices. Let us hear you." Lou Gramm just getting the audience going is like, damn, I want to see this band live. And I did with Lou and Mick in the 90s. I did see those two together on stage at Universal Amphitheater, which is not longer there. So this album has a lot of memories for me, just putting that in. I want to hear the hits from Foreigner. I want to hear fucking all the good. And the live version of Hot Blooded on there, it's just so amazing. I fucking just, when Lou goes, "We have the amps, but you have the numbers." It's fucking amazing. Fucking Records is like one of the great. My number 11,
numbers.
Huh?
There's strength in numbers.
Yeah, it's just amazing. greatest hits album. It's sad I had to put it at number 11 though, because it's one of my favorites of all time.
I completely
Warner
agree with you
Records.
though, Mark. A lot of the albums on this list were albums that we would listen to in the car all the time. That was how I got to know a lot of these, was from listening to them. My mom had a cassette player in her car, and my dad had a CD player in his car. And so we had almost all of these albums on both. And we listened to them that often that we had them for both of the cars, that we had multiple copies of these albums to listen to in each of the cars. Because my mom would work evenings, my dad worked days, so we'd be with my mom during the day. We listened to the albums, and we listened to them with my dad in the evenings. And it was great. And I'm so excited to talk about some of these albums. But Jerry, what is your number?
In my car growing up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
So till you get into a song you like, and all of a sudden it changes from channel 3 to channel 4 or something.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if anybody else picked this one. As a matter of fact, I would bet the farm that nobody picked this one. But this is a great band that gets no recognition in the United States. They had a little run in the early 80s. They got kind of popular with a couple songs. But when you think of glam, these guys were definitely in the forefront of the beginnings of glam metal.
Sweet.
Talking about Slade.
Yep. Okay.
The very best of Slade. Holy shit, what a great band this is. You're talking about a guy with the voice, Noddy Holder. That guy can fucking sing, dude.
Quite right.
Quite right. It was their career to them, I think. But always been a fan. Great guitarist and Dave Hill, man. Just a very talented band that, like I said, they had a little run in the early 80s with the Run Away song, this and that, and My Oh My, which is a beautiful song. If you've never heard of that, it really is.
That is my favorite Slade song, is My Oh My.
That's such a beautiful song. But again,
I started getting into Slade more because of you, Jerry.
I mean, even Brittany Fox did a cover. Mark's favorite band, Goodbye to Jane. That's the cover. A lot of people have covered them, and people are like, they didn't know it was Slade. But there's a few bands that actually covered them.
Joseph's making me want to listen to Marillion. I still haven't listened to your fucking
King Crimson playlist.
Yeah, I need to listen to that. I'll go back into messages.
There's definitely I'll have to do a similar one for Marillion, because there's some knowing how much you love like U2 and Pink Floyd and stuff. They are a combination of that, especially their later stuff. Like I told you about that album Marbles that they put out. It is a weird combination of like Pink Floyd and U2, and I think it would be right up your alley, Mark.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's my number 11, Slade.
Nice. Alrighty, Andy, what is your number 10?
Yeah, just like Joseph was saying, these greatest hits are gateways to saying, hey, I like this band, I want more, or I want it all. So this one I've had ever since I was in high school. And I found it used, and this was my first Doors album. And it was a single greatest hits, and it's still one of my favorites. Absolutely love this one. This has almost everything that you need on here. Hello, I Love You, Like My Fire, People Are Strange, Love Me Two Times, Riders on the Storm, Flip It, Break On Through, Roadhouse Blues, Not to Touch the Earth, which I thought was okay, but then after I had gotten the album that it's on, I think it's on their third album. I forgot the album, the name of that album.
Morrison Hotel?
Huh? No.
Morrison Hotel?
No, it's the one before
Is it one like Children of the Sun or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's something on the sun. But anyway, Touch Me and LA Woman, such great songs on here. I mean, just everything that a casual fan will listen to by the Doors and then say, hey, I want more. So the Doors is my number 10.
That's a good pick.
That's a good one. I had that double CD.
Great. Yeah, I got a double one too on a CD, but that was
the one where he has his shirt off.
Yeah,
that's the one I had. And that one is amazing.
Yeah, I got that one too.
That's my favorite.
It's on Waiting for the Sun.
That Waiting for the Sun. Yep.
Waiting for the Sun. Yes.
I'm sorry, Andy. I have to make the comment. But you said that album is a perfect album for anyone can listen to it and say, I want to hear more. That album is a perfect album for me to listen to it and say, I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, Doors hater.
Yep, I'm a Doors hater.
I got a cashier at work who says every time the Doors came on, her and her sister ran to the radio to turn it off. So, there you go.
Not a fan. I have tried, and I will
Different
say that
strokes.
I have
Yeah.
tried. But yeah. All right.
Hey, there's
Great
so
pick.
many bands that
Yeah.
we
Hey,
try
man.
and
You
try
know,
like
I
Queen
tried to
was-
like Ghost a lot. And I get it. I try to like Ghost. I still try to like Ghost. I just can't do it.
Understandable. Everyone has those bands, but
Yeah.
great pick,
Yeah.
Andy. Tim, what were you saying, Andy?
All right, my number 10 has already been mentioned in the BS sessions from Jerry and Joseph. Styx, greatest hits.
That's in my honorable mentions.
I have one in my honorable mentions, but it's probably not the one that is it the one with the blue cover?
That's the one I have. The one I
That
the
lady,
blue
it's got
cover.
Lady 95 on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that's in my honorable mentions
It's
is
got all their big hits.
yeah. The one that's in my honorable mentions that I
As a
grew up
matter of
with was
fact, I traded that with a buddy of mine for I got because I had two copies. I had two copies of it, and I traded one of them with a buddy of mine for Triumph Stages album.
oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Volume 2 is awesome too.
Mhm.
Sticks
There's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
got
good stuff on
Sweet
volume
Madam
2.
Blue, and all of them.
Mm-hmm. The Styx album that's on my honorable mentions is the Classics Volume 15 from the Classic series that A&M put out with the purple cover with the live pictures on the front. That was the Styx greatest hits album that I grew up with.
And I'm not a big greatest hits fan of any band because to me it's just a cash grab.
I'm
And,
with you.
and I don't want any record exec or record company dictating to me what a greatest hit is from a band. I'd rather just burn a CD and make my own greatest hit. Thank
They're
you.
good. They're good for casual fans.
The thing with that the Styx blue one, just want to say that when somebody stole all my CDs out of my car and I had all the sticks, I went and bought that. And I got every time I got a new car stereo in my car, I'd always buy a new CD. And that was one of the first ones I bought from Best Buy to just jam in the car. So that's a great one. Great memories on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I actually
Fabio.
really loved Lady 95. I think I liked
Yeah.
it better than the original actually. It had Tommy doing
I do
some
too.
backups in the verses. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Good harmonies. Oh, sorry, Flavio, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, Favio, what's your number 10?
All right, so yeah, Tim, I'm with you nowadays with the greatest hits. I have the same philosophy, but that's probably more now me and my jaded older age. But
Well, now that I can burn CDs,
but certainly when I was younger, I appreciated the greatest hits. Now I don't as much, but I still have fond memories of a lot of these. And one of them, this is one where again I didn't have all the albums and I didn't really care about all the other tracks, but man, I put it in and going back to the pop world a bit here in the 80s. But I think that Madonna's Immaculate Collection is excellent greatest hits package.
That's a great one too, Madonna.
I have that. I own that.
It
That's a great
covers
one.
all the best albums before she starts kind of going downhill, and I love every song on that album. I think it's a
That's a great album. Yeah, I got that on CD.
What I like about that one is it collected some stuff because she did so much stuff for different soundtracks and stuff. It was hard to kind of track down a lot of that stuff. So like what Vogue I think was on the Dick Tracy soundtrack and
Crazy
Who's
for
That
You.
Girl?
Who's That Girl? Like that, all those songs and stuff. Like it was hard
La Bonita.
to
Madonna-
track down some of those stuff to get it all in one CD.
I thought Madonna
Yeah.
can do a fucking ballad. I mean, Live to Tell. That's a beautiful song. What's that other one she did with Babyface?
I even like Ray of Light.
Take a bow.
Take a bow.
Take
Yeah.
a Bow is a great one.
How Joe
Rain.
feels about the Doors, I feel about Madonna.
What was the one?
See, but
from-
I think
what
yours
was-
is a lot more popular of an opinion, Tim.
What
Mine is
was-
kind of controversial.
What was the? I love Live to Tell,
Mhm.
and the other one, Crazy for You. That's a great
Crazy
song.
for You,
Yeah.
which was on a soundtrack, which was not on a regular album.
with Matthew Modine. It was what was that
It was on
wrestling
Vision
movie?
Quest.
Vision
Quest. That was a
Vision
wrestling
Quest,
movie,
yeah.
right? He was a wrestler.
Or-
We'll
was
be
that
talking
on
about the
Desperately
Vision Quest
Seeking?
soundtrack in a little bit.
Oh, that's a
The
great soundtrack.
Gambler.
I thought it was Desperately Seeking Susan.
No.
but I guess-
Yeah, me too.
No, that was Vision Quest.
So what?
It also had Journey Only the Young on there, which should have been on
Mark, you're
Frontiers.
spoiling. Shut
Oh,
up.
sorry. All right, I'll shut up. You do that to me all the time, though.
I said we'd be talking about the soundtrack.
Okay,
in a
but they
bit.
kept going. So my bad. All right.
Thank you, Mark. Anyway,
What do you think he was referring to?
there's only one other popular song on that godforsaken soundtrack.
Oh, there's another one on there.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah. John Waite.
There's only one other one I know that came off that soundtrack, and it's Journey.
You don't like John Waite?
Not enough to know that he had a song on there.
Okay.
I know one John Waite song, Mark. I know one.
I'll tell you
I
later.
ain't
if
missing
we get to
you at all.
That's the one.
Nope, it was another one. I love John Waite, by the way.
But yeah, no, that Madonna CD, that's a great
yeah.
A
collection.
great one, yeah.
But my number 10 is, I don't know if you've ever had this, you've run into this, but you've heard a greatest hits album before you've actually like dug into the band's albums, and the running order on the greatest hits album, you're surprised by how like what then opens some of the albums. I will never listen to the Cars debut album and think that Let the Good Times Roll should be the opener for that song. It should have been just what I needed. I will never think of anything else as the opening track of that first Cars album. It blew my mind when I first listened to the first Cars album that Just What I Needed wasn't the opening track. I was so used to listening to this greatest hits album with that being the opening track that I can't listen to it any other way. But I mean, just talk about a greatest hits album that's just chock full of greatest hits. I mean, all those songs from the first album. Let's go. Touch and Go.
Shake it up. Try.
Shake it up.
Touch
Drive.
and Go.
You Might Think. And then the CD version that Andy just held up has the title track from Heartbeat City on it, which this lovely vinyl version does not have. But I mean, what an album. I mean, iconic cover. I love all the little cars on the back. Love that. But this is one that I
on Saturday. I've never had.
Nice.
I just bought it
That
Saturday.
that album might be coming up later in my.
How about that?
So you stole my thunder there. There you go.
Yeah, how about that and Panorama on cassette.
I love
Nice.
Panorama.
Yeah, Panorama is really good.
I see. I'm holding up the vinyl, but I grew up with the CD. Was what I grew up with.
Yeah.
And then I picked this up later while I started
I
buying.
don't know. I was hooked on the Cars when I heard their debut album. I was like, wow.
To see that this album was how I discovered the Cars.
That should have been a greatest
And then I
hits
went back.
album
Oh, it
right
is.
there.
It is. I mean, you listen to that. There's so many songs on
That's
that
one of them
first
few albums
albums
I can
that aren't
listen
on here.
to from the start to the finish, and I don't have to skip anything. I don't have to, okay, it's all right. You know, every track is just first class for me. It's
Mhm.
like
And then
Boston.
what-
debut album.
What a 1-2 punch to close the album. I mean,
Mhm. And you're pissed when it's over.
yes. She's a lot like you. Anyway, Mark, what's your number 10?
All right, my number 10 is like if you know CBS records, they always put out this essential stuff. Cheap Trick, the essential Cheap Trick, fucking great. It's like if you want to just put on a Cheap Trick, greatest hits, put it in your car. Back then with the CD, you put this shit in. Not a bad song on there. Cheap Trick fucking rules. It's one of the greatest fucking essential albums ever. I love that album. There might be more coming up.
I was just blown away how good they sounded when I saw them a few weeks ago. Just fucking amazing. Robin Zander's voice is almost perfect. Still,
I would have put that on there, but not a great.
I knew one of you were.
It's an essential album.
Yep.
They do have a regular greatest hits album.
Yeah,
They do, but I like the essential one
authorized
better.
greatest hits or something like that.
The essential one is like I think is my favorite though.
Yeah, because that one's a 2-disc, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It had some live tracks on there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it had
So
some
are
of
you
the
talking? Are you talking about like the
Yeah.
the essential series that all had the silver and like black and white covers? Yeah. See, I left those off just because I thought those were kind of more of just a corporate production and not really a band releasing the greatest hits.
No, they had
So
something.
I
to
kind
do
of
with
left
it.
those off my list.
I would have
but-
put on Skinner's Gold and Platinum, but it's not a greatest hits album.
It's the greatest hits album though. It really is.
Yeah,
It is, but it's not because it didn't say greatest hits.
Anywho, Jerry, what is your number 10?
Yeah, this one's a pure 100% greatest hits. Night Ranger's greatest.
I almost
Nice.
picked that. I almost picked it.
Me too.
Look at that. That's $1.95 I ever spent. Look at that. $1.95. But no, really, I mean, there's only one bad song on it, and that's the secret of my success. And I've always hated that song, but every other song on here fucking is awesome.
Man,
Eddie's
I
coming
love
out
that
tonight.
song.
4 in, Restless Kind. I mean, not to mention their classic hits, but man, Rumors in the Air. It's just loaded with fucking great tunes. Their first 3 albums, even their 4th album was decent, were incredible fucking albums, man. It's represented right here. Of course, it's got my favorite member on it, with Jeff Watson, who's no longer with them, unfortunately. I think he's a better guitarist than Brad Gillis, which is my personal opinion. I saw his solo once, and man, it was mind changing for me. Jeff Watson's guitar solo. That's probably why I think that. But great fucking album. This is like what Wayne Campbell says on Wayne's World about Frampton Comes Alive. It was like mail to everybody if you lived in the suburbs. You know, everybody had it. You know what I mean? So like Foreigner Records and stuff like that. So everybody must probably had that once in their life. But anyway.
Foreigner one too.
Night Ranger greatest hits.
Yep.
Great one. I have that
Jerry,
too.
that's one of the few times I disagree with you. I love Secret of My Success. Love the song, love the movie.
Every
I
time
love the album, Big
just
Life.
think of Michael J.
Probably my
Fox.
favorite album.
I love the movie. I love the song. Fuck
You know what?
people don't
I
like it.
just didn't like that synthesizer sound to Night Ranger, man. I mean, they've used synthesizers before. They have a keyboard player.
I love it when Jack Blake's go worlds collide and freaking
Yes.
Ellie comes in. Hearts will be broken. They're trading off lead vocals, and he goes, the secret of my success is I'm living 24 hours a day. I love that fucking song. And I love the na 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 na. I love that fucking song.
Well, I've had to sit through it live, and I can say,
I did too, and I fucking baby.
They should have took that song off and put Touch of Madness on there. It would have been a perfect great.
That wasn't a hit.
Well, either was Restless Kind. It wasn't a big hit.
It was a single, though.
It was a single, but it wasn't a huge hit.
But it was a single.
Here's a single right here.
You know,
that is a single. That is a single,
bitch.
That is one.
That is one. All right, Andy, what is your number 9?
Yeah, the very famous Columbia House Records. I got this when
I paid my debts, by the way, on that.
They're not coming after you still.
I moved.
Doge is coming after me.
I'm one of the foolish ones that actually paid that off.
Me too. Yep.
But I'm still on the run. But this is not the CD. I was able to find this on vinyl, and when I first heard this, I absolutely loved it. It's Rod Stewart's greatest hits.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's got a bunch of other ones, but this is only 70s, and this has everything that you want, especially from a rocker. You know, people who love rock and roll. This has everything on it. This has the first cause the deepest. I was only joking. You're in my heart. Tonight's the night. Hot Legs. I don't want to talk about it. Sailing, and the great song, The Killing of Georgie. I love Georgie. I absolutely love the storytelling. Makes me cry every time I hear that song because of his delivery and the way that he wrote it. And it just hits the heart every time I hear that song. And of course, Maggie May is always a celebratory song. I absolutely love it. So Rod Stewart's greatest hits.
Nice.
If I had a pass on a Rod Stewart song, it would be Maggie May, I think. But
I
like
love Maggie May.
I do
love
like
that
it,
song
but I don't
so
think
much.
I do too, but it's not one of those great. I can do without.
Did he do the In the Faces Every Picture Tells a Story, don't it? That's my favorite song.
That's a great album.
I love
that whole album.
I love that.
That's a great album.
And what I wanted to say earlier, I just didn't want to take up on somebody else's time, but you know, sometimes we hear y'all talk about bands. I just, I hate this, I hate that. So, of course, you know, I've always been about Queen, but I do have a couple of Queen's greatest hits, which is, you know, they're okay. But I was at a record convention on Saturday, and of all the albums, I bought one CD by Queen. I said, hey, you know what? I'll just buy it. It's $3. But dude, I'm telling you, The Miracle by Queen.
Oh, I
Great
agree.
I
album.
love that
Beautiful.
album.
Falling in love with that
Amazing album.
I love
album.
that. I got it on
Perfection.
CD, man. It's a great fucking album.
The guitar
So
work
good.
on there and the passionate singing and the writing. You know, everybody talks about all these others, you know, Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack, which I have, but none of them have really grabbed my attention like the way the Miracle has. I grabbed it just this morning, you know, because
Well, they really evolved in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a different band. I mean,
yeah, okay.
Hey, no,
I
a lot
want
of
it all
people hate
on
that
the
song. I
Miracle.
love Invisible Man.
Oh, Invisible.
fun.
I love that fucking song. I like
Yeah.
Oh,
Really
it's,
fun.
it's a story of two queens in the 80s, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You got fucking Hot
Yeah.
Space, unfortunately, which is a terrible album. But then you got The Miracle, and then early 90s Innuendo came out, which are two fucking fantastic albums to end their career,
amazing.
man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I didn't care for Made in Heaven. I didn't care
Made
for that
in
one
Heaven.
very much. They
Yeah.
had a couple decent songs on it, but man, those two albums, man, they went out on fire, man.
Yeah, because I was leaving this morning, and my wife said, "Hey, can you take the other car instead of this one?" So the other car has a CD player. So all right, so I went, and I grabbed the Miracle, and I heard it once on the way to work. I streamed it while I was at work. I listened to it on the way home from work, and now I brought it inside so I can hear it again tonight after this. It's just so good. And now that I hear it this way, I'm going to go back because I do have Queen 2 and I do have Sheer Heart Attack. So I'm going to go back to those just to see if it grabs me. But this is just it's just so good.
I don't.
But
think
Those
there's
are very
any
different
argument
albums.
about
Those two
Queen
albums are
here.
very hard
Yeah.
rock. They're very different.
Queen One's
Like
my
you
favorite.
would probably need to go a little later.
Not
like
the
Day at
remix.
the Races, Night at the Opera.
Yeah.
Ooh, that remix
Have
sucks,
you,
Mark.
Andy? Have you listened to Innuendo, their last album?
No, I have not.
There's
Knowing
one
that
song,
you
man.
like The Miracle, check that one out.
There's one
I
song I don't
highly
like on
recommend
that album. I think it's Delilah.
Delilah.
Yeah, I don't like
Eh,
that.
But
it's okay.
I mean, the song Innuendo.
Oh,
Headlong,
Innuendo's fucking.
I'm going
a
slightly
masterpiece.
mad.
These are the days
Oh,
of
yeah.
These are
Our
the
lives.
days of our
The show must
lives.
go on.
Fried
Honestly,
chicken. Fried chicken's a great
Knowing
song.
that you like
That's One Vision, dude. That's not
The
off
Miracle.
That's off.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd highly recommend checking out Innuendo because it's sonically very similar.
Headlong.
Songwriting's very similar. I think you'd really like that album. That's one of my favorite Queen albums.
Be a
is
man
Innuendo.
with a stick in his
Headlong.
eye.
Headlong is like a fucking great song too.
Okay. All right. So I'm
Let's
sorry, I
move
didn't
on.
mean to
Awesome.
add that in there, but I just had to mention it because I've been crapping on them for years. Every time we're on here,
Well, the only album you need to crap about is Hot Space and Flash. The rest of them are great.
Hey, I like Flash.
Flash is good.
Flat. It's
I
just
love
not an
Flash.
album.
Yeah.
I love
it's
Flash.
It does
I love it
technically
in the
count as
movie,
it does,
but not
it
in
does
the
technically
soundtrack.
count. It does
It
technically
does.
count as a
It
studio
does.
album, though. Yeah.
All right, Tim. What is your number
All
9?
right. Comb my hair in 1,000 ways just to have it wind up looking the same. That's a great line. That is a great line. Anyways, my number 9 is from a band that they had some really big hits. They had some really big hits. And they had some clunkers, but they had some really big hits. Fleetwood Mac. Greatest hits.
Hits album.
That's
That's
a
a
great
good one.
album. The one with the green
That's
cover.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
That's
one.
a
yeah.
great album.
yeah, that is.
It's got As Long As I Follow on it, too, which
Yep.
is a
Yeah.
great song by Christine McVie. Absolutely.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's got Silver Springs on it too, doesn't
No.
it?
No, it
No.
didn't. That
No, it
came
doesn't?
that came out. The dance that originally came out the dance, and then they put it back on the album that originally was
It was supposed to be on Rumors,
Supposed to be
Rumors,
on
yeah,
Rumors.
Rumors,
Right.
yeah.
and
Because
it was
I
on
got
the
it
very best of.
45.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I
But,
still like Christine McVie's voice better than I do Stevie Nicks.
Oh, I
I
do too.
don't.
Christine's my favorite member. She writes just fucking beautiful songs, dude. I
see,
love
that
her.
that one, that Fleetwood Mac is one of my honorable mentions because that's what got me into Fleetwood Mac. And then going back now, I realize that there's so many amazing Fleetwood Mac songs that aren't on that album. I mean, like
Yeah.
Monday Morning's not
Yeah.
on that album.
Yeah.
Never Going Back Again. The
That's
Chain's
why I
not
said
on that
I don't
album.
like anybody dictating to me
Yeah.
And that's not counting the 7 albums
Yeah.
prior to fucking
Before
Lindsay
that.
and Stevie joining.
Yeah,
the
just
band.
talking about like from
Peter Green.
75 on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green
They have- they have-
Bandalishi, baby.
They have a new Peter Green box set out. I'm going to get eventually as soon as it comes out. That era of because I really liked his stuff with Fleetwood Mac. I thought he was really good.
Come on,
So,
that song was metal enough for Priest to cover. Green Bandalishi.
yeah, that was one of the highlights of the fucking Turbo tour, which I saw.
Metal
They're fucking-
174
But whole crowd
to
singing,
94.
"We don't need no."
I love that song.
Hate
I
that
love
fucking
this.
song.
I love that song.
Gross.
I've learned to like that song now.
I love
Thank
the
you.
whole album.
I like Turbo. Turbo.
See, I
rules.
love that tour. I mean, like the video is great. I have Priest Live is a
the
great
live album's
album,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
ugh.
I like Locked In and one other song I can't remember at the moment.
What, Out in the
That's
Cold?
about it. No, Turbo.
yeah, Out in the Cold.
I can't remember it, man. I've
Oh,
listened to
yeah.
that
No,
album.
Jerry doesn't like Out in the Cold.
It's
really?
not Turbo, I can tell you that.
I love
Yeah.
Turbo Lover.
No, God. Whoa.
Those are the three songs I like off that album: is Turbo Lover, Locked In, and Out in the Cold. But
No. I don't like Turbo Lover because they put their fucking guitars through
The
whatever the
synthesizer.
fuck they put
Guitar
it through.
synth.
yeah,
And it was
that's
like
true.
it just
Guitar
didn't work.
synth.
It just
See, I think it sounded cool
But-
in that song, but in no other song.
But
yeah,
those
I
songs
wouldn't
are
want an album of that.
all those songs are better than Johnny Be Good.
And then Def Leppard
Oh, yeah.
hit later on.
I was talking when we were standing at M3 this weekend. I was talking with my best friend that I was there with about, like, we were talking about Judas Priest. And I said, people that hate on Turbo must really forget how awful Ram It Down is.
Hey, Blood Red Skies ruled.
I like
Yeah.
Ram It Down better than Turbo.
I
probably
as an
do
album?
too.
No.
Turbo's a better album, but
Yeah.
I like
Turbo's
Ram
a
It
way
Down.
better album.
No.
I don't
Alrighty.
think so.
I went
Fabio,
ahead and I heard
Well, you're the
Turbo-
metal curmudgeon. Of course you don't think so.
I went ahead and heard Turbo a couple of weeks ago because I just finished KK's book, and he was explaining why the sound was the way it was for Turbo. You know, it was really a futuristic sound. You know, and that's what they were going for. That was the theme. They really worked hard to get that sound. You know, to get that kind of guitar work and that futuristic sound. He said maybe not that, and he says he understands why people are indifferent about that album, but it was that time, and they were trying something
Well,
different.
That's just like Metallica thinking Saint Anger was a great sounding album.
And Metallica thinking that we want more load.
That's
They dropped the load on that one. Yeah.
and then
All right,
they
we're
Who,
gonna-
reloaded.
who wants to hear songs that didn't make load? Okay.
Anyway, Fabio,
Fabio.
what is your number 9?
Sorry, Fabio, man. Go ahead.
Well, this is already starting to creep up in our past discussions. Mine, number 9, was Journey Greatest Hits.
Nice
Oh,
one.
great one.
So yeah, that's the first Journey album I heard, and it's nothing but hits, start to finish. And then, like we talked about, you had your some soundtracks there. You got your Vision Quest, Only the Young, and
Ask the Lonely.
Ask the Lonely from Two of a Kind. Not as
Yeah.
good of a movie as Vision Quest, but
No.
That movie
No.
But a
sucked.
better song. A better song.
but a good song. Yeah,
Great.
yeah,
Alrighty.
that was my next one.
So my number 9 is one of the only ones on my list that I didn't really actually grow up with. It was one that I kind of got to later, but I mean, one of the greatest collections of songs ever collected. The Beatles, 1967 and 1970.
I didn't know that was
Absolutely.
in play.
It's a greatest hits album, Mark.
But there's
I
two
like
of them.
I like the red one better. I like their older stuff better than their earlier.
I will
stuff.
be holding up in a second.
If you're a Beatles fan.
You know, I didn't. You know
If
that
for some reason
Those are badass remasters. I got.
I
both
would
of
have
them. They
picked
sound
those.
great.
I would have picked those just to say. Just saying.
if for some reason in listening to all of the shows that we've done in the past 2 years, you still don't own these 2023 remixes,
I
I
don't
don't.
care for the new
Go
song though.
buy them. I do
I
love
don't
the
care.
new song.
I have
I
the
mean, it's
original.
cool how
I-
it's cool how they did
I
it.
would buy them, but I don't like wasting my money. So
Wow.
You know what? I'm
This
gonna
is
go
a
buy
good
them
one.
after the show's over.
One is great. But
I have them on digital.
these are amazing. Well, first of all, the Red Album, all of the songs that they hadn't done remixes of yet with Giles Martin sound amazing on this. They've added so much life to some of these early songs. Plus, you get to hear, I mean, they turned a 2-disc compilation into close to a 4-disc compilation
Right.
in these. When they released them on vinyl, they were 3 LPs each.
There were 2 each.
Well, no, when they released the remixes, they were 3 each.
Oh, okay.
These
We did a
original
review
ones
of
these are
those on
2 each.
Freeform.
This is a double vinyl.
Right.
The original
Right. What
pressing.
I have the
But
original pressings of both of those.
The 2023 are triple vinyls because of the songs they added. But I mean, particularly, I'm holding up both of them, but the Blue Album's one I picked. I'm a later Beatles guy. Although this one, disc 2 on this is just amazing. It starts with Help through, it's basically Help, Rubber Soul Revolver on disc 2 of this, which is just top tier. But I mean, the stuff from this, it starts out with Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane, all the songs from Sgt. Pepper, all the
I do
songs
like the
from
blue one
Magical
better.
Mystery Tour.
I got it wrong.
I like the blue one better.
All the songs from Magical Mystery Tour, all the singles from '68, Hey Jude, Revolution, Lady Madonna, and then all the stuff from the White Album, all the stuff from Abbey Road, all the stuff from Let It Be to close out the Blue Album. And they added a bunch of stuff on this version that wasn't on the original vinyl, especially from the White Album. They added a bunch of stuff on here.
Yeah, because the White Album's barely touched on there for.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let me pull out
what it has.
Let me pull out the vinyl here and see what was originally on here from the White Album.
Maybe 3
3
songs on there.
Yeah, 3.
I think
it was just Back in the USSR, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and Obla Dee. On here, it's Back in the USSR, Dear Prudence, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Obla Dee, Glass Onion, and Blackbird. So they added 3 songs.
3 songs, yeah.
For a double album, you only had 6 songs on here. But there's like 7 from Sgt. Pepper on here.
Yeah, but for Beatle fans, they really, really give you great packages. Like Past Masters is amazing, where they put all their A's and B's together. That's unheard of, because the A's are not on any kind of regular albums.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love this, because you can get a bunch of the singles. I mean, like I said,
along with their album tracks.
Yeah, so like Hey Jude, Revolution, Lady Madonna, Old Brown Shoes on here, the original version of Let It Be, and Get Back, not the Let It Be version, the original single versions are on here.
Yeah.
Ballad of John and Yoko, Don't Let Me Down, all that stuff is on here. So
you see, Don't Let Me Down would have made Let It Be so much stronger if they would have let John put that song on there, because that's an amazing song. And the alternate lyrics to Long and Winding Road.
Mm-hmm.
We really do need to do a Beatles show.
We did do the red.
We've done so many, but there's so many more things to cover. I will never turn down talking.
Maybe I should make a Beatles podcast. That should be my third one.
Yeah. Now, again, just in closing, if you are a Beatles fan and you have not yet picked up these, especially this one, to hear the remixes of all the early tracks that they haven't done box sets for yet, buy these. Especially now that it's been out for a little while, I'm sure the price dropped a little bit. These were a bit expensive. I think these were like.
Yeah, I was waiting for the price to drop.
These were like $30 a piece, I think, originally.
They were, and I was going, fuck that shit.
But as soon as I saw them in Walmart, I bought both of them on the same day. But I'm sure they've come down a little bit, especially this one, because all this stuff, the Magical Mystery Tour tracks hadn't been remastered yet on this one. So these were the first time you had the remixes of the Magical Mystery Tour stuff. But pretty much the entire first disc of this, up through actually the only album on this that had been remixed so far was Revolver. So everything else from the first album through Rubber Soul is brand new remixes, and they sound amazing. So
they're selling them both on Amazon for $32 now.
There you go. Basically half price. Ooh, basically half price from what I bought.
I gotta get that when I get money.
Yeah, I think
Andy,
I paid
we did Revolver on Black Spinner, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did the rank of the tracks.
All right, guys, let's move it along. So
my number 9
a 3-hour show.
This, but both of these are amazing.
The Beatles take up a lot of talk because they rule.
They do.
Yeah.
I have no
All right,
idea
Mark,
why.
what is your number 9?
My number 9 is Time Capsule: Songs for a Future Generation by the B-52s.
Nice.
And they put 2 new songs on that album, Hallucinating Pluto and Debbie. I love the B-52s. They are so groovy. They are so different than any band that's ever been out there. I love Fred.
That's true. I can't deny that. They are
I
different.
love both singers. I love Fred, man. I said, I am living on Channel Z. I fucking love that fucking. I love Fred's voice. I just love Rock Lobster. I love fucking.
Oh.
This is the album that said, "Hey, man, I bought this. I got this on Columbia House." And I go, "Shit, I like all these songs. I need to go buy their CDs." Because I always like Summer of Love. I did have the album with Rock Lobster. I had that album CD, but I didn't really hear the original songs like in Rock Lobster, Party Out of Bounds, Strobe Light, Private Idaho, Quiche Lorraine, Mesopotamia. God, songs for a future generation. Fucking great lyrics, great band, great groove. And they're a
So much
party
fun.
band. If you ever go see them live, I heard they just get everybody dancing in the aisles. Fucking great band. And they should
I'll
be
pass.
seen. I love them.
I'll pass.
Because you're an idiot. I'm joking. Love you. Why
You're
don't
a lot
you
of
get
Called worse.
you and your dude? You don't like new wave. That's why you're not a new wave fan.
If it was played on 120 minutes back in the days, I don't like it. Well,
That
some of
wasn't
it.
played on. That wasn't played on 20 minutes. It's played on regular MTV. And they
The
also
Love-
were.
Love
They were.
Shack.
He's
They
probably
were.
on both.
They were also on the original Saturday Night Live, the first season.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me
Lord.
what I thought or what I think of the B-52s, I would simply say I don't.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. We all have our
I
opinions.
thought Kate McPherson was kind of cute, but
Oh, Cindy was hot too. Come on, man. Cindy Wilson's fucking hot.
and then she did "Shiny Happy People" with R.E.M.
Yeah.
I kinda-
Okay,
yeah,
don't put that. I like that song, but don't put that.
I like that
But
song,
she
too.
also did Candy with Iggy Pop.
Nice.
That's actually a
Yeah.
good song. Yeah, you're right.
It
Yeah,
is.
That's
yeah.
actually a
She
good
also
song.
did Candy with Iggy
It's a
Pop.
good
So
album. Brick by
great,
brick.
brick by brick rules. We should
Yeah.
review that on one day. Yeah.
All righty. Jerry, what is your number 9?
A lot of people would take this one, Queen's first greatest hits, but their second fucking volume 2 is fucking amazing, dude. I mean, it's got all the later kind of magic, under pressure, radio. I even like Radio Gaga. I want it all. I want to break free. Innuendo. It's a hard life. Breakthrough. Who wants to live forever? Headlong. The miracle. I'm going slightly mad. The Invisible Man. Hammer to fall. Friends will be friends. The show must go on. What a fucking song.
That's the greatest hits album for Andy to check out.
And One
Yeah.
Vision.
Or
But
two.
Man.
But the one you picked right there, put that other one up, Jerry, real quick. When they weren't available in America,
Yeah.
I went to Pasadena and bought that for $30 on CD because they didn't have anything on there. And I remember some guy playing that at Federated. I go, I need that CD.
Yeah.
I
I actually
need
got
that
this.
CD.
I actually got
I went
this
to
3-pack
Pasadena. I went to
volume of the greatest
Pasadena. I
hits.
went
I have
25
the same
miles.
one, Jerry.
I went 25 miles to buy that original Queen's Greatest Hits. And I love that album because it has sentimental value to me because that's the first Queen album I ever got. I did get The Game back in the day on cassette. That was it, but that was the second one where I heard all the other songs.
See, I agree with Jerry. If I had to pick one, I'd definitely pick the second one because for me, that first album, it's either a lot of the songs that I'm either burned out on or don't like by Queen.
But the thing
All the
is,
songs that I love by Queen aren't on that greatest hits
back
album.
in the
It's
day,
all like deep cuts.
you couldn't buy any Queen album in America. That's
Oh, I know. It was before,
I had to get
the
an
Hollywood
import.
Records stuff.
I had to
was
get an
released.
import till Disney Hollywood
Till
Records
Hollywood Records
started got a contract with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when Tower Records started selling all those, I was going every 2 weeks buying 3 or 4 of them. So
Because that first one I do have on record. That first one he showed.
that first one bumps. It's fucking clean as fuck. Love
It
it.
is.
Alrighty. On to number 8, Andy.
Yeah, so a few probably over a decade ago, my uncle called me. He said, "Hey man, I'm thinking of getting rid of my records. Why don't you come by whenever you can?" So like 5 minutes later, I was all, "You said you had records to give me." So
I'm not waiting too. It's like
I'd be there too.
Records? Records? What records?
Hey, give your
I'll,
uncle my number.
I'll take them if they suck. I still want them. You know?
You got the stuff. You got the stuff.
Yeah, he's salivating.
Yeah, give me what I need.
So I was looking through them. And I said, "What is this? I've never even seen this before, and I haven't seen it since." It is a Rolling Stones greatest hits, but it's this one.
Never seen
Oh,
that
I've never
one.
seen that one.
Never
before.
seen that.
It is a double album as well. It's a double album. It's got a lot of great songs on here. It's got everything that you want from the Rolling Stones, from the mid '60s to the mid '70s. You know, it's got Get Off My Cloud, I'm Free, Tears Go By, 19th Nervous Breakdown, Mother's Little Helper, Have You Seen Your Mother, Baby, Standing in the Shadows, Painted Black. So it does have some really obscure deep tracks on here. Not Fade Away, Tell Me It's All Over Now, Time Is on My Side, Heart of Stone.
She's a Rainbow on that one.
No, it's not on here. Let me
That's
see.
great.
If it's
That's
on
one
the
of my
other
favorite songs by him.
disc. But yeah, man. I said, what is this? Because of course I've had hot rocks for the longest time.
And
But
the other
I'm
one
like,
that came out in the early, the other one that came out in the early '80s. That's another one that everybody.
I see
had.
from the logo that it's an ABCKO album. So,
yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
that was, I mean, in the '70s, that was when they were like pumping that catalog for all that it was worth.
Yeah.
After the lawsuit, they basically they would release a new greatest hits album with the exact same songs on it, I think, every year, just try to get more money out of it.
Do you know what? It does have She's a Rainbow, along with 2000 Light Years, We Love You, Dandelion, Ruby Tuesday, Let's Spend the Night. That is like between 66 and 67.
Yeah, that's a Brian Jones era
Yeah.
shit there,
Yeah.
man. That's cool. That's a cool
Yeah.
album right there, dude.
Yeah, I thought so too. So I want to showcase it because you don't really see this one that often at all.
Cool.
Alrighty, Tim, what is your number 8?
My number 8 is a band that I fell in love with as a kid, and I just think they have some amazing tracks. Electric Light Orchestra, greatest hits.
Good one.
That first one was so good.
Shit.
Is that the one with like the badge on the front?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that one. I've got another one that's a little bit longer, but that one with a badge, dude. There's no doubt about that one. That one's fantastic.
Yeah, I think I have that on vinyl too.
Yeah, me too. I love Telephone Line. No matter how many times. I love that song.
We have never reviewed Electric
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
We need to review Electric Light Orchestra.
I'll say we did a BS video. We did a Yellow album.
Top 11.
We haven't reviewed an album by them.
Weezer does a really good cover of y'all just said it. Mr. Blue Sky. Yeah. Really good version of it.
I love how they use that in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
And then, of course, Telephone Line with Billy Madison. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi with the lipstick.
He crosses off his name and people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
His kill list.
I love that.
All righty. Favio, what is your number 8?
My next one is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Greatest Hits.
The one with Mary
And,
Jane's
that's
Last
got
Dance.
We're gonna have a lot of
ton of
copies
great
on this.
songs, and yes, a brand new song, Mary Jane's Last Dance. And that's
And a cover
another
of Thunderclap.
thing I love.
Of the Birds.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was Thunderclap Newman.
But I always loved that too when they'll put a greatest hits album and then throw you a bone with a new track, and especially when it's one as good as that.
What a
too.
radical video too with Kim Basinger.
That's one of his best songs in my opinion. I love that song.
That's the funny thing when they put out a greatest hits album and they write a new song for it, and it ends up being one of his biggest hits.
Right.
Yes.
And then everyone just assumed that it was on the greatest hits album because it was one of his biggest hits.
Right.
But it was on the greatest hits album as a new song.
Exactly.
But Jerry's right. That Thunderclap.
It was Thunderclap Newman. Yeah.
Newton song, they Something in the Air. That too was a really good song, and that got airplay too.
Nice.
I love the original.
And I also like that even though it was a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, that they still put the solo stuff from Full Moon Fever on there.
Yeah.
Running Down a Dream, Won't Back Down.
The band is playing on there except Stan Lynch. So
True.
it's kind of the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
Yep. That one was on my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
All right. My number 8, Mark, Avert Your Eyes.
Ghost?
Bee Gees' Greatest.
There
Oh,
we go. There we
I
now
like
we're
it.
talking.
An album that I
like
grew
it.
up on. I mean, just nothing but classic. This is from their
Nope.
70s stuff.
Nope.
I was going back and forth because I also have the one with the yellow cover of all their 60s songs as well
I got that
that I
one.
was thinking about, but this is the stuff that I grew up on.
That is a true
You know
greatest hits
what's
album.
going on lately, Jared? Joseph?
What?
I've been listening to Sirius XM with my girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend now, and they played the Bee Gees, and I've been singing those fucking songs off Saturday Night Fever.
It's starting to sink
getting
in.
to sing like night. It's like,
Love
baby,
somebody.
not
Wait a
fever.
minute.
You don't
back
got
up
to
in
do
there.
it. I'm starting to sing them, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with me? I'm starting to like this shit. Now I want the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
You're gonna be shadow dancing soon.
Oh
Yep.
God, they are so catchy.
They are. I mean, this is just full. I mean, like Jive Talking, Night Fever,
Yeah,
Tragedy,
exactly.
You Should Be Dancing, Staying Alive.
But-
That's side 1 right there.
I'll never
I
get
mean,
in,
5
I'll
of the
never
greatest
get in
songs
Ace
of
of
all
Base,
time.
though.
That's
I'll never
a
get
true
in Ace of
greatest
Base.
hits album.
Yep. And then, I mean, you got How Deep Is Your Love, Love So Right, Too Much Heaven, Don't Throw It All Away.
I know. I'm starting
Be
to like
Tender
those
with My
songs.
Love, If I Can't Have You, More Than a Woman, Rest
Too
Your Love
much-
on Me,
Too much.
Nights
Heaven's
on
a
Broadway,
great song.
Love You
I don't know.
Inside Out,
I don't know.
Winds of Change.
I'm starting to soften to those songs, but the Carpenters, no. I never softened the Carpenters. I tried to
Really?
listen to them again. Yeah.
Now there's a song on the Bee Gees that I do sing at work. That's I get out of 5. I get out of 5. I get out of 5.
Hey, I used to sing that song by Dawkins at work when I worked at In-N-Out. I go into the fryer. I've been into the fryer because they always put me on fries, and I go into the fryer, and my manager goes, "Shut up, Dawkins."
Anyway, my number 8, Bee Gees' Greatest.
Get out of 5.
And guess what? I'm working on a fryer now.
Mark, what is your number 8?
My number 8 is an album that got me into this band because I would go with my friend and we would do karaoke, and she would always sing Black Water. And I go, this is a fucking cool ass song. And I go, I need to get this
Doobies.
band. I got the Doobie Brothers Greatest Hits. I got that on vinyl.
Nice.
It's a fucking great band, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I reviewed an album with Lee on like a regular album by them. This band is fucking amazing. I love the Michael McDonald era.
Oh, listen to the music.
Yes.
It's
I listen to the
fucking
music.
amazing
I love
song,
fucking
dude.
everything by this band. This band is fucking amazing. I don't know why
China
it took so long for
Grove.
them to get in the Hall of Fame. Fucking shitty shit, man. But this band fucking rules. I would love to see them in concert because they got Michael McDonald and the other guy singing.
Yeah,
I can't remember the
I
other
saw him
guys.
about 5-6 years ago.
Patrick Simmons.
Patrick Simmons. And they got a new album coming out in June.
Oh, I want to hear it because I love.
With the Michael McDonald.
I've always.
I just finished the Michael McDonald book as well. And he talks a lot about his up and downs in the Doobie Brothers. And
You know, I just downloaded that. What was that book you did? The Judas Priest book.
KK book.
KK.
Okay, but he doesn't narrate it. I'm kind of pissed.
Oh no,
Andy said that.
It's
I know, but when he told me he got it, I got it, and I said, "Oh, he's not narrating. This sucks." I like the artists to narrate their own shit. It's better for me. But I haven't listened to it yet because he hasn't narrated it. Because I get one audiobook a month from Amazon Music.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it eventually. But that Alex Van Halen book's really good, so check that one out.
I'm waiting for it.
He actually narrated it, so it's
Yeah,
cool.
I saw that.
You're listening to the Bono one, right?
I returned it.
You didn't listen to it?
I returned it after 2 pages.
Why?
I don't know. It just didn't grab me.
Dude, it gets into there big
Yeah, I
time.
kind of passed that one up too.
You suck.
Really,
you're not-
Jerry? I can't believe that.
All right. That was my number 8, Doobie Brothers. Dude, he gets into a lot of like.
All right, Jerry, what's your number 8?
All right, I'm gonna be the one that goes there first. Double Platinum by Kiss, man. Hey, man, come on. This is fucking one of the best, greatest hits album ever. And they made the album. I know a lot of people say the songs off the first album sound better. I think they sound better off Double Platinum, in my opinion.
Oh, they do.
Jerry,
Just my opinion.
100,000 Years is the best version on that album.
Strutter 78's better.
I
I like
like-
Black Diamond better. I hate how Black Diamond ends on the fucking
Yes.
debut album. I
I
hate
love
how
it.
that ends. But she's good. I mean, yeah, it's not a bad song on this fucking greatest. This is definitely a greatest hits fucking album, right? These are all fucking just monster songs here. Well, except for she's a great song, but it wasn't really huge out per se. But just about every other of these songs have been in their set list forever. So, yeah, Kiss double platinum.
Well, they've been around forever.
Mhm.
True. Yeah. Do you really think they're gone?
No.
Yes.
No, they're playing Vegas.
No, Gene Simmons said that it's not going to be a full show.
Oh.
It's not going to be an actual concert, he said.
We'll see.
He
You know
just
what I-
started. He just
You
started
know
his
what
own
I
tour.
think? I really believe this. I believe Kiss's kids are going to take over Kiss.
Well, they
Hey,
kind
they're
of
both.
suck.
They're both good musicians.
Really?
Evan
Mhm.
and
I watched
You think
videos
they
all the
want
time.
to,
Evan
though?
and Nick.
You think they
Yeah.
want to though?
No, I don't think they do.
They said they
I don't
didn't
think
want
so.
to.
They'll ride their name to help them get started, but I don't think they're going to take over Kiss. No.
No, they don't want to be Kiss.
I don't
No.
know. Kiss 2.0.
Well, the Paul Stanley did say they're bigger than Paul and Gene too, so you never know.
right.
I've always that's always just been an excuse to use
Nicholas, that's his
the
name.
music.
Gene's
Yeah,
kid.
Nick.
Nicholas.
Yeah. No. Paul saying that Kiss is bigger than Paul and Gene has always just been an excuse to have
Yeah,
Eric and Tommy in
exactly.
the makeup.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
regardless, we're not going to dive into that well.
Yeah,
but,
I stopped believing their bullshit around 2000, 2001.
yeah. When the farewell tour wasn't the farewell
Pretty
tour.
much. Yeah.
All
But
right.
they still are one of my favorite bands. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
And the farewell tour lasted 20 years, for Christ's sake.
no, it was only 1.5. Well, that farewell, the first
Farewell
farewell tour
to
was
me
only
is one
the-
shot, like Black Sabbath.
like Kix did. Like
You're
Kix.
done. Yeah.
No. How many farewell tours has Black Sabbath done now?
they've done quite a few.
Yes.
But all right, number 7, Andy.
Yeah, my number 7. This is a double greatest hits, and another. I love it when they're in chronological order. I just love to see the change in the band. This is of course called Greatest Hits. It's gonna be Steely Dan's Greatest Hits.
Not
I got
decade.
that on
There you go.
CD.
Yeah, it's not decade. It's their Greatest Hits.
Oh.
That's
I've
one,
never
of
seen
course,
that one before.
I've
has,
only seen decade.
Yeah, that might show up later.
No, I got that on CD.
Yeah, this is my favorite compilation by them. It's great. But it's got everything that you want from it. It's got Do It Again, Reeling in the Years, My Old School, Buddy Stoffa, I can never say that. Showbiz
Stoffa.
Kids, Ricky Don't Lose That Number, Pretzel Logic, Any Major Dude. You take out the third one, it's got a good portion of Katie Lied on there. And then side 4 almost filled by Asia. So it's a good one. It really is.
Katie Lie is
Awesome.
actually one of my favorite Steely Dan albums.
Asia?
Oh yeah, me too. That's my favorite by them.
Well, we only
Asia?
did Katie Lied, Tim. You need to be on Asia.
I know.
Yep.
We did Katie Lied.
We need to do Asia.
Alrighty.
We
I
did-
need
we
to
did-
do a fucking Supertramp album.
We did a Steely Dan top
Is it on
11, I
there?
think.
We did our top 11
I'm talking about Freeform.
on here.
Oh, okay.
Tell me when, and I'm there.
I know you will.
Well, Tim, what is your number 7 greatest hits album?
My number 7 has already been told, but I got to say it again. Queen Greatest Hits Volume 2.
Nice.
Nice. I'm loving the love for Volume 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out.
They're both good.
Oh, they're both great, but
Yeah.
Volume 2 is a little better, I think.
I do too.
Here's where I'm at on it. As a greatest hits album, 2 is better, but I love the albums that part 1 represents more.
Yeah.
But it's because
Well, I don't
all-
know. Those songs
It
off
just-
Greatest Hits 2 are great albums, man.
It just-
yeah, but I mean, like,
Window
if you're putting like Queen 2, Sheer Heart Attack, Night at the Opera, News of the World versus
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
The Works, Innuendo, which I love those albums, but I would as an album I'd listen to those albums first.
What really
I think-
blows my mind about Queen is just Freddie Mercury knew he was dying.
Yeah.
And yet, though, he put everything he had still into that band.
The show must
And
go on,
everything
dude. Makes me
was
cry.
vocals.
I can't even watch that These Are the Days of Our Lives video. It makes me so fucking
Dude,
sad.
the song, The Show Must Go On, they told him to take a break. And he said, no, I need to finish this.
Yeah,
Just a couple shots of vodka and propped him up, and
Yeah.
he
he knew
sang.
he didn't have any more time left. And yet,
Yeah.
though, he's still adamant about putting these albums out, putting these songs out. And it's like, wow. You know?
Yeah.
The band still is an enigma, man. They're still huge.
Yeah.
Even with Adam Lambert, they sell out. I mean,
Even with Paul Rogers, they sold out. It's like, damn.
They were all over for the while. Commercials
Yeah.
everywhere for the longest time, man.
I think Walmart has Queen volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
As a package.
That's the box set that Jerry had. Yeah.
But I also have to say
that one.
that because, like Queen is still very popular.
I have an extra copy of 1 and 2
That
if
just-
you want it, Andy.
That just
send it to
tells you the power of music.
Yeah.
I have an extra copy of 1 and 2, Andy, if you want it.
Okay, great. Thanks, man. I would appreciate that. That's great.
Problem.
But yeah, no, I mean, one of the saddest things you'll ever hear, and I know Jerry mentioned that he's not. I'm hit or miss on Made in Heaven, but one of the saddest things you'll ever hear is the song Mother Love.
Yeah.
It was the last song that Freddie Mercury ever worked on, and he wasn't able to finish the song. So if you listen to Made in Heaven, about halfway through the song, Brian starts singing it, and you know it's because Freddie Mercury died before he could finish that song.
Mm-hmm.
So you listen to that song where the bridge comes in and it's Brian that's finishing the song. And if you know the story behind it, it's just one of the saddest things you'll ever hear because it was the last song that Freddie Mercury ever recorded, but he couldn't finish it. He died before he finished it. Anyway, on that happy note, Fabio, what's your number 7?
Well, this is probably one of the few deviations from my list in that this is a band that I did have all the albums and I did listen to them all on regular rotation, but it's just such a fantastic package that I had to include it, and that is Tesla, Time's Making Changes.
There's a new song on
I
there.
mean, there is a new song on there.
Is that the tab book?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the tab book. But yeah, it's new song, and the new song's good, Stepping Over, whatever. And yeah, so that's a little deviation from the rest of my list, but I had to put it because it's one that even though I did have all the albums and I listened to them all, that's one that still makes my regular rotation, even though it's a greatest hits album, just because I love it, and it's hard for me to pick sometimes which album I want to listen to, so I'll just throw that one in.
That's a cool thing about greatest hits album.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it easier for if you just want to hear the hits. So it's good to just put that on. That's why I do like about greatest hits. Simplicity.
And I feel like that this is one of those hits albums where I'm not burned out other than Signs. I'm not burned out on anything on this album, where a lot of my favorite bands have greatest hits albums, but there's a large chunk of those albums that are songs I'm burned out on anyways. You know what I mean? So this greatest hits album, yeah, Signs, I could never hear that song again and be happy. But everything else on here, it's great.
Yeah, I agree. I love that greatest hits CD. That's a good one. I didn't think about that one. But
that's a good one. I might pull that one back out. I'm going to go into a greatest hits deep dive. I'm telling you.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. You got a lot of great options being talked about here tonight. But
oh yeah, I'm writing everything down. Believe me.
My next pick. So the lower half of my list is dominated by artists that we might not usually talk about that I was brought up on. So I've talked about the Carpenters, I've talked about the Bee Gees. Any guess as to where I'm going next?
Hopefully not one of my top five.
Gold. Abba Gold's coming right now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh no!
Okay.
I'm gonna leave now.
Barry Manilow's greatest hits.
I like
this. Is one of my favorite albums of all time. I
My
mean,
mom used to have that on 8-track.
this is just loaded with amazing songs, awesome orchestration, great playing and singing.
And he was a songwriter back
He
then.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, just all these songs.
But I sent you away, oh
Oh,
man.
Mandy. That's what this
Her
opens
name
up
was
with, is
Lola.
Mandy.
She was a showgirl.
I mean,
At the Copa.
I can never get into him. Sorry.
I was never big on him.
I was brought up on Barry Manilow. I mean,
He was great back
this
then.
is
Yeah.
just so much. I mean, Mandy, Ready to Take a Chance Again, Looks Like We Made It, Daybreak, It's a Miracle, Even Now, Could it be Magic? Like, is just that is such an amazing song.
I probably like John Denver more than I do Barry Manilow.
Ew.
Well, I just love
I agree
early
with you on
80s
that one.
movies so much, and it seems like a lot of the songs on that album and also specific soundtrack songs that he wrote for movies,
Yeah.
like he was all over early 80s movies, and so I love his music takes me to all of those, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, this is like an 70s AM radio is one of my favorite
He's still
genres of
alive.
music.
I haven't even heard anything from him
he's still
in the last
touring.
30 years. Oh, is really?
He's still touring.
But he does, but he doesn't
They
do anything
go-
original anymore. Now he does
No.
all like show tunes and things like that.
No, he actually did. He put it out on an album not too long ago. I think.
Does the Rod Stewart thing, huh?
Yeah, no, they prop his mummified corpse up on stage. He literally he can't move. He's had that much plastic surgery, cannot move.
Look at that hair. I'm telling you,
I
man.
mean,
That's the
look
fucking
at
hair
that.
right there.
And the fact that anyone in 1978 believed that he wasn't gay. It took him to 2016 to finally like officially come out.
Oh, he's gay.
Because-
I have no idea.
Yeah, gay and married. He was worried that his female fans would be upset if they knew that he was gay.
I never knew that until you just told me.
I didn't know it either.
No, he's been he's been with his husband for like 40 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, God love him then, but I just don't. I don't know. I just don't know, man.
I knew he was gay the first time I saw him.
I didn't even know. I didn't know you're still alive. So I tell you
Yeah.
how much I follow Barry Manilow.
Yeah, but thing is that he was a heartthrob in the 70s, big time. So they had to hide that fact.
Yeah, that would have ruined his whole career.
It was like kind of
Yeah.
Elton John, similarly with Elton
Yeah.
John's popularity.
Elton John.
Yeah,
I was like,
when
when
loved Barry Manilow.
when Rob Halford came out, I was surprised for like 5 seconds.
I wasn't surprised at all. Yeah, I get it.
I'm not surprised when any one of them come out. Anybody. So
Alrighty, Mark, what is your number 7?
Oh, we already talked about this. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' greatest hits with Last Dance with Mary Jane. I bought this CD when it came out, even though I had all his albums out, because they had 2 new songs on it. I had to get it. I love that video. Kim Basinger, I had a hard on for forever, so that was awesome. Especially after watching 9.5 Weeks. God damn.
Batman, Vicky Vale.
Oh, yeah.
9.5 weeks, dude. Come
I never
on.
saw that movie.
Oh, Mickey Rourke. Oh God.
Wayne's World 2.
Yeah, whatever. She was hot 9.5 weeks. Fuck. I love that album. That's about
I
it.
know she bought a town and went bankrupt.
Well, they parodied 9.5 Weeks in Hot Shots. They
did.
Yeah.
With
the fruit scene.
The fruit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alrighty.
We already talked about that album.
Yeah. Jerry, what is your next pick?
Band that I fucking absolutely love. They were an example of pop rock in the 80s and early 90s. Unfortunately, 2 and 3 members passed away. Tony Lewis and John Spinks, respectfully.
The Outfield.
The Outfield. Big
Nice.
big
When
ending
you said
thing.
those
This
names,
is-
I knew who it was.
what a great fucking pop rock band these guys were.
Do
man.
I have a story about the Outfield?
Oh boy.
Hey, I
here we
saw
go.
them open up for Starship on Knee Deep in the Hoopla tour,
I was
Pacific
talking with,
Amphitheater.
that's
I was
awesome.
talking with a buddy of mine one day, and this was in the 80s. So this was before, internet.
Oh shit.
And, I was like, yeah, I just saw that video for the band Outfield. And he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And I was like, the lead singer looks like the lead singer from
Tears for Fears?
and I couldn't remember the name of the band. So for like 2 weeks, every time we saw each other, it'd be like, I can't remember, and back and forth. And finally, he calls me up one day and he just says, "Tears for Fears," and hangs
these
up.
these guys blow fucking Tears
yeah.
for Fears out of water.
I'd much rather listen to
I
Tears
love them
for
both.
Fears.
Oh,
I love
God,
them both.
man.
Oh, fuck me. Grand Slam.
That Outfield debut album.
Oh,
Oh
man,
my
I'm telling
God.
you. Diamond Days, an underrated album.
Play
Yeah.
deep.
Too.
Woo.
See,
Great
I know one song from them, and it's one of my least favorite songs of all time. So
Josie's on a vacation far
I hate that song
away.
so
I
much.
love that song, dude.
I do too.
It's a fun song to play on guitar, too. It's
Yeah, I
really
used to
fun
play it in my
man.
bands
Yeah.
back in the day.
That whole album.
moving
Yeah,
on to
it
our
is.
number 6.
Since You've Been
Andy.
Gone, that's a lot of great songs.
Every Time You Cry. 10 Seconds. We've already mentioned this, but I am going to talk about it because it's great. Journey's Greatest Hits.
Nice.
Yeah, and it starts off with Only the Young, and I love that song. Don't Stop Believing, Will in the Sky, Faithfully, I'll Be All Right Without You. I love I'll Be All Right Without You. The album, I think it is Raised on Radio.
Mhm.
It's just okay, but
Randy Jackson on bass.
They
The dog.
They picked the 3 best songs from that
I
album.
love Raised by Radio.
The 3 best songs from Raised by Radio are the singles.
I love all of
I'll
them.
Be All Right Without You.
Girl
Anyway,
Can't Help It.
Ask the Lonely. I absolutely love Ask the Lonely. And then you flip it, and it's even better. So, except for Sender My Love, I've never liked.
I never liked
I
I
love
never
that
liked that
song.
or Who's
I
Crying.
like
never
it.
liked
I love
those
that
two
song.
Who's Crying Now is the one song that was a hit from them that I don't like.
I love
like
that song too.
That Sender My Love. It just takes. It's just so long. It's just like over and over repetitive.
I like Volume 2
Well,
better
that-
because it's got the Raleigh songs on it that I
I got
like.
so burnt out on their Escape album. My God, you could not.
Oh,
Not-
Mother Father, man. It's
Mother
such a
Father.
such a great
Keep
song.
on running.
Dude.
That's where me and Jerry bonded, was Mother
You
Father.
could not hear it back in the day. I mean, it was on every radio station. It was on MTV. It was on everybody's car.
Speaking of Mother Father, kudos to fucking Dean Castronova. He sings that song and he fucking can sing. That guy can fucking sing, man.
That album that was Neil Sean did.
Mm-hmm.
Like great.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Drum too. It's just his head's not on straight.
Jerry, I wish you were the original co-host of Freeform. Just like
Well,
I wish I knew you back then.
All
we
right.
could do the remastered versions and have.
Well,
Yeah,
we've been doing.
You're doing the Man of War remixes.
Oh, fuck Manowar.
All right,
Hail.
Tim, what's your number 7?
My number
six, number
7
six.
is from a band
Number
that
6.
I've absolutely fucking loved for a long time.
Well, I hope so. If it's made your list.
Yeah. And all I can say is R.I.P. Neil Peart. Rush.
Chronicles.
Greatest hits. Time stamps.
I like Chronicles better, actually.
I do too, but it doesn't say greatest hits. It's just,
I didn't pick any Rush albums because there's so many of them, and people know I love Rush, so there's no need for me to pick it. So.
Does Oingo
I like
Boingo have?
the
I mean
radio
this seriously.
one.
I mean this seriously. Did it? Oingo Boingo have a greatest hits album?
Well, we'll get to that later.
Oh shit, they do.
of course they do.
They answered my question. The blank CD
See,
with a note of apology.
I was about
They're-
to say, you mean that means they have actual greatest hits?
Oh,
There was
sorry,
actually
Mark.
2 of them, but I picked the one
Really?
I like better. Yes.
Girls
They had
Day
one-
is
they,
a-
they had one from IRS and they had one from MCA that they re-recorded their greatest hits. So you'll figure out what I pick later.
Yeah, I'll say Danny Elfman is great at movie soundtracks. I'll give
Because
you
they had skeletons in the closet and they had Alive. I'll let you know what I pick later.
that. All right.
All right, Fabio, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is The Singles, 86 to 98 by Depeche Mode.
Oh, that's
I
a
love
good
this
one.
band. They had another one before that was like 81 to 85 or so, but this second volume is the best. I mean, Stripped, Question of Lust, Question of Time, Strange Love, Personal Jesus, Policy of Truth. So many good songs. You get
Fabio,
into
I love you.
That fire. That
Ultra Barrel of a Gun.
Fabio,
Oh my
I
gosh.
love you. I'm picking a different Depeche Mode. one, but
Oh,
I love you for
okay.
picking. I love you for picking that, buddy. I love you.
Please,
That's a great
no
one.
more. I can't take it. No more, please.
Yeah, we did review a Depeche Mode album that Jerry hated. Black Celebration. Go
Well,
check
you
it
should
out.
have had me on.
You
Well,
know what?
yeah,
Me on.
I know you told me that, right?
I don't listen to my bullshit. If you like it, you like it, man. It's cool.
Alrighty. So next, it's already been talked about, but I'll talk about it quickly anyway. Double Platinum. I mean, just one of the first albums I ever had on vinyl. This is my dad's original copy from the 70s. Just an amazing, amazing compilation. Like Jerry said, I definitely prefer the remixes to all the stuff off of the first album. I love what they did with Black Diamond, where they cut the ending off. I love what they did with a lot of the songs on this album.
Or look, woman, they get the drums come in
yeah.
later. That was cool. Yeah.
I'm a Strutter 78 fan.
I do. I love it.
I just think this is a great introduction to Kiss. Love this album so much. Very well worn in my house. You can see how well worn it is.
Yeah,
But
you can practically see the album through the cover.
yeah. I think it's mainly because of the whatever the aluminum that they or whatever the gloss they used.
One of the worst.
Kiss's cheap production.
I think almost
Gene saving a couple bucks here and there.
Yes.
I think almost every copy of this album that I've seen in a record store looks exactly like this.
They do. Yeah.
But Kiss Double
It's
Platinum.
amazing. They got that great, and they got the world's greatest hits album, Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. That boy, does that fucking compilation suck.
I got
what
both of those.
what they did to the drums on that fucking album is blasphemy. For I Love It Loud and Rock and Roll. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
I've also got that Kiss World one.
Oh,
I like that one.
already. Mark, what is your number 6?
My number 6. I got this from Columbia House back in the day. I love this guy. I didn't buy any CDs or tapes by him back then. It's like one of my favorite artists of all time. Billy Joel, volumes 1 and 2, greatest hits. He had 2 new songs in there. It's You're Only Human. Ooh, ooh.
I was gonna pick that, but I couldn't pick which volume, 1 or 2, so I just said fuck
It's
it.
the
was
same
released
CD.
together.
It's released together.
I
It's
know.
a double
but
album.
It is
Volume
one
3
album.
was separate. Volume 3
I
was
didn't want
one
to do
separate.
a
album.
whole volume 1 or 2 thing, so
It was
I mean,
a
it
double
was
CD.
one album.
It was a double CD. It was one album.
I've
and
never heard of such a thing. Really?
It's like a great fucking album. It's like, this is what, like, I did have an Innocent Man, but this got me into like all his tracks back as a kid. I was like, I loved fucking, when I heard fucking Scenes from Italian Restaurant, I was fucking hooked. This is like a bottle of reds, a bottle of whites, and fucking the Vietnam song fucking under. We were sharp, sharp as knives. It's Good Night Saigon. I was like, fuck, I love this guy. And fucking Pressure. My God, Allentown, one of the best greatest hits albums of all time. And he had to do volumes 1 and 2.
So volumes 1 and 2 are put together?
Yes,
It was released.
It was
I have
released
no
together.
idea why they called it volumes 1 and 2, but it was
Probably
released
just
that
because it was a
way.
double album.
It was a
Yeah.
double album. It was released together. I bought it.
Yeah.
I got it from Columbia House. I didn't pay for it, by the way. Jerry paid for his shit. I didn't.
That's weird. I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah.
You never
And I'm,
saw
working,
it?
and I'm working
There's
for Doge to collect fucking money for that. So you better be careful, Mark. I'm helping him out.
You just admitted, Mark. You just admitted.
Exactly.
Jerry's
Elon,
coming for
calling
you.
him up.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
a couple artists like that I've seen where it's like greatest hits volumes 1 and 2 at the same time. Like, it's weird, but yeah, that was one that Mark specifically asked me about. Like, yeah, no, it was released. It wasn't like it was 2 different albums. It was
released
a
together.
double album. Greatest hits volumes 1 and 2.
And plus, it had
That's
2
right.
new songs. It had You're Only Human, and I forgot the other one. Really
It
good
sounds like a
new
ripoff.
songs. You're Only Human?
It sounds like a ripoff.
It wasn't. It was amazing, dude. That's the
It was
album.
amazing.
That's the album that really made me a Billy Joel fan.
Same.
Me too. Me too.
Same.
Well,
Most
I
people.
hope I never see it around.
Bitch. I love you, Andy. But you're a
I
bitch.
might have.
I
an extra
guarantee
copy
you
of
it's
that
coming
one,
up
too.
on Andy's list.
It is, yeah.
All right,
the
that's mine.
last time he pulled that shit, it was the Cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Dear
I forgot
Colt.
about the Colt. Fuck me.
Jerry, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is, everybody knows, if you know what my favorite rock singer of all time is, you probably know the answer to this one. Boston's greatest hits, man.
Well, they have
Love it.
Their greatest hits is the first
I was
album.
about to say, isn't their greatest
Oh
hits just
man,
the first
come on.
album?
I love corporate America. So I had a good time on this album. I love that. Higher Power, man. What a great guitar riff from Tom on that one. Love that song. It just has basically every song off the first album and Don't Look Back. Amanda, I think, is the only song off Third Stage.
All the Engines isn't on there?
Which is
not on this
terrible.
one, no.
I love Amanda.
I love
That's a good
Amanda too,
sound.
but I like Holly Ann it's a great tune.
Oh,
Cool
love
the
that song.
Engines.
All the Engines were ready.
Cool
Can't you
Ann.
say?
Right,
Can't you
yep.
say you believe in
Can't
me?
you say you believe in me?
Love that
Love
song.
that song.
That's an
But,
underrated album.
Yeah.
We
Brad
can-
Delp is my favorite singer of all time.
Whenever
I'm
you
sure
want to
everybody
do a
knows that.
redo of Third Stage, Jerry, we could do it.
Oh, I would love to do that. The only problem is it's so short; it would take like 2 minutes to do that show.
No, when it.
But
Just do like a Boston triple pack like we did with Pink Floyd.
Yeah, that's cool. We
possible.
could.
the
We
first
already
3.
did. We already did. We haven't done
first
2.
one.
We haven't done.
We haven't done
Back.
Don't Look Back.
We haven't done.
Well, yeah,
Don't Look
fine.
Back.
Then don't look back and Third Stage.
I do corporate. I do Life, Love, and Hope too. I do anything from Boston. So, but anyway, back to greatest hits. This one definitely is the greatest hits album.
It's Jerry's drug. He'll do.
I
anything
love Boston.
for it.
Bless you.
Thank you.
What a genius fucking band, Boston. Well, Tom Schultz.
Yeah,
basically.
I was gonna
Tom
say
Schultz, but
it's always been a
Especially-
mystery of how much of it's
especially
really
the way
a
they
band.
came together.
it is cool.
And then the way they manipulated the record company
Yeah.
on their first album. I mean, it takes some balls.
It's-
Yeah.
It still is one of the best produced albums in my opinion. It still sounds fucking amazing.
It's fantastic.
Incredible album. Man, dude, this is an incredible album.
Alrighty.
I'm getting kind of emotional here talking about it. So
Moving into the top 5, Andy, what is your number 5?
And in fact, this past Saturday, I bought 3 albums from this guy. He did. It had no writing on there. He said he doesn't know what's on there. He said it's a radio broadcast. He's not too sure what it was. So I brought it home and I listened to it. On side 2 of the first one, it's got 3 songs by Boston from the Don't Look Back album, but it's got Brad Delp introducing each song, which is really cool.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
They do have tons of bootleg stuff out there. I've been finding out because I've been buying it off eBay lately. So
for real?
good stuff though. I love shit like that. I'm sorry.
No.
I like that. I'm not helping the band out by buying them, but fuck it, I love those.
No. I don't care if they get money from me. I'm buying whatever the hell I want. The hell of that. When I first moved to Houston, I moved here in '99, and I started to work in the pharmacy. There was this guy, well, not the guy, but he was the pharmacy manager named Fred, and one day he brought his son's boombox because he grounded his son, and he brought his boombox, and we kept it back there for years. And he had only one CD. He only brought one freaking CD, and he would play it on repeat over and over. Hey, Andy, go press play. I said, we just heard this album. Let's hear it again. Billy Joel's Volume 1 and 2.
Thank you.
Over.
I knew it was coming.
Over
Thou
and
doth
over.
protest too much.
Asshole.
I hope I never see that album.
Asshole.
I really do need to come with new tricks because it's getting old.
Yeah,
After 3 or 4 years, I got to come up with new material.
That was
But,
pretty good,
Marcus,
though. I haven't
that
seen
was
it
great.
yet.
I hope I never see that album anywhere.
This is absolutely amazing.
Sitting in his lap. I hope I never see that album.
But even all the way to side 4, it's got Tell Her About It, Uptown Girl, The Longest Time. I love The Longest Time. I really like that Innocent Man album.
Great
where it
album.
goes back to the 50s.
Great
It does
album.
Yeah.
doo-wop, but it still sounds so fresh for that time.
Yep.
The title track is amazing.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And of course, You're Only Human. I love that song.
Yeah.
But this is what grabbed me to get into the Billy Joel albums. So
Me too.
I got almost everything.
Me too.
Same.
Me too. Exactly.
Almost what pulls into greatest hits albums in general. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of the best.
Yeah, and I absolutely love Songs in the Attic. That live album that when he took lesser known tracks after he became a big hit with what is the name of his breakthrough album?
Piano Man
Glass Houses.
No.
or The Stranger?
Stranger?
Stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he released songs songs from the attic, which were lesser known key tracks from his earlier albums. Oh my god, that was just so good. So
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's an amazing album. That made my honorable mentions.
Yeah, he's good. So good.
Alrighty, Tim, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is a band from Seattle that I fell in love with the first time I heard their EP, Queensryche, Greatest Hits.
Nice.
Definitely
Tim,
my
you-
honorable
Tim-
mentions.
Tim's answers are short and sweet. Oh,
Yeah, I that's what I don't even know what's on their greatest hits, but I mean, you probably can't go wrong with whatever's on it.
Dodgers are pissing me off right now. 6-0.
Especially
Dodgers.
since they
Stop
don't include
watching, Mark.
anything,
I'm
you
turning
know,
this game off.
post Promised Land. So,
Yeah,
well, there
everything-
might be. I think there's one off of one or two off of
So maybe hit the black.
Sign of the Times. I think is on there.
May hit the black or
But-
something like that.
Hit the Black Wolves.
Yeah.
I believe everything is from Jeff Tate era.
Yeah.
It is, yes.
Oh yeah, because it came out in like 03 or something like that.
But it was pre Y2K
Mhm.
and all
Yeah.
of that. So,
That fucking album.
you mean Q2K?
oh, Q2K. Sorry.
I like Q2K. I'm sorry. I like that. one.
Nope. No, I'll pass. Thanks.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Favio, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is going back a ways to, I think, 1973. Photographs and Memories. Jim Croce's greatest hits.
Yes.
I would have picked
Yes.
that, but it's not a greatest hits. That was another one.
Yeah. Operator. I mean, Time in a Bottle. I Got a Name.
Hmm?
One Less Set of Footsteps.
One Less
Such a
Set of Footsteps.
classic album. I mean, this guy, the songwriting, the singing, the guitar playing is all top notch.
Yeah, he was a master. There's no doubt
Oh,
about it.
he was. He
Died
was.
way too young.
Sad, yeah, way too young, tragic accident, as goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's another one that my parents have had on CD since I was real little. I love that album so much.
Photographs and Memories. Oh yeah, that's
Christmas
so
cards you sent to me.
All
Yeah.
right. So now my next pick is one that we had on cassette growing up and we listened to in my mom's car. And I hate the CD remaster they put out of this because it cut off the one new song that was on this album. That's one of my favorite songs by this band, and you can only get it on the original version of this greatest hits album. And that is The Best of Kansas.
Ah, I forgot about that one. Fuck me.
Well, I included it, Mark, so you don't have to fuck yourself.
Because that's the one. That's the album that got me into fucking Kansas.
I just lay there and laugh.
But I have it on vinyl. I have the original CD pressing, not the remaster, because it includes Perfect Lover on it. I refuse to give any credence to that remaster because they cut Perfect Lover off of it, which is one of my favorite Kansas songs. Why would you ever? I understand it's not an original lineup Kansas song, but why would you cut it off when it's originally on here? But yeah, I mean,
well, they have Fight Fire with Fire.
yeah, and play the game tonight. And
well, didn't they kind of go Christian? And was that song maybe not fitting their
I don't know
theme?
But I mean, when the remaster came out, it was like '99. They were not Christian.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, opening up with "Carry On Wayward Son," Point of No Return,
Mhm.
Dust in the Wind, Play the Game Tonight, Fight Fire with Fire, Song for America, Hold On, The Wall.
That's a great
Just
fucking album, dude.
it is. This is just such an amazing album.
Yes.
This is what I got into Kansas.
That's
My
what
mom,
got me into Kansas also.
we had this on cassette growing up. We wore the cassette to dust in my mom's car. I mean, we just listened to this all the time, and this is what got me into Kansas.
Like I keep saying,
one of my favorite
Did it become
bands.
Dust in the Wind?
my friends
Did.
at In-N-Out got me into so much music, and my friend Sean O'Connell, you don't have Kansas? You don't know who Kansas? Let's go get Kansas Greatest Hits. And I went and bought it, and I go, oh my God, where's this band been all my life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that got me into Kansas, and I bought all the other albums because of that.
Yep, Kansas over the years has become one of my favorite bands.
Fuck
but
yeah!
it was this album that was what got me into them. So.
I agree with that because I bought that album and I was like, I was hooked from the first listen. I got
Mark,
another album like that too coming up.
What's your number 5, Mark?
My number 5 is like I just said, Sean O'Connell said, you need to get Kansas. You don't know who Kansas is. He already got me into Dio Black Sabbath with Heaven and Hell because he had that CD and he put it in my car. And then he goes, you don't know Ozzy Black Sabbath? I go, no. He goes, well, I was driving. We were in Hollywood. And he says, you need to stop at Tower Records in Hollywood. We need to buy We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. You need to hear Ozzy fucking Black Sabbath. And I go, oh my God, this is amazing. It's not as good as the Dio, Heaven and Hell, but this is fucking great.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
I love We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. It got me into Ozzy.
I love the Dio era. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
I love the Dio era. Dio era is my favorite of Black Sabbath. But this got me into Ozzy Osbourne solo and anything Ozzy did. I got into Ozzy because of this. We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. Great fucking compilation album. Fucking, I love it.
You need to get into more of the Tony Martin era, dude.
Fuck that
That's
shit.
good shit. That's good
I
stuff.
tried. It sucks. I like his last solo
Eternal
album.
Idol was awesome, dude. That's
I
one of my
like his
favorite
last
solos.
solo album that Ralph Vieira did a thing with him. Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, Thorns, great album. The last solo album.
Thorns is great. I bought that CD because Ralph did an interview with him. I like that, but with Sabbath, he tried.
I do
to
love
sound,
Headless Cross, but these three, yeah.
He tried
I
to
do
sound
love
like
Eternal
Dio
Idols.
too much to me, and it wasn't Dio.
He didn't even come close to having Dio's voice.
But he tried. They tried to get him to sound like him. It didn't work.
No, there's only one. There's only one singer that can sound like Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
Ronnie
and
James
that's Dio. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Andrew Freeman.
Ronnie Romero. Okay, there you go.
Oh God.
Oh boy. Anyway, Jerry, what is your number 5?
Aerosmith's latest greatest hits. That Red album they came out with in the 80s was terrible.
What?
Oh, they cut
They-
the intro to Sweet
They
Emotion.
cut the intro to Sweet Emotion off it. Just sucked. I did
Yeah.
not care for that. They got it right here. Plus, they added a lot of. I mean, this has got this. It says greatest hits, but it's more of an anthology, probably. I would think. But man, it's just loaded with great songs, dude. Anything with Seasons of Wither on it is the greatest hits fucking album, in my opinion. That song is one of my favorite of all time. But man, this covers pretty much their whole career. Say what you will. I mean, their last few albums, people were kind of iffy about. I get it, but I'd like a lot of their later stuff. I like Just Push Play. Sorry, I do.
I like
Nine
most of that
Lives.
album.
What was that one terrible album they came out with? Oh shit! I'm lit my.
A bunch of them.
Which one? The last one? The one before that?
Who are y'all talking about?
Aerosmith.
Now, you mean Music from Another Dimension?
I don't want to talk about
No.
that album.
That was the last
Last
album.
one?
The one
That could
before
be-
that was the one before that was the blues album, Honkin' on Bobo.
I like that album.
That's it. That I don't really count that as an album.
Rules.
Oh, it's a live album.
Jim's is the best.
Jim's
this
rules.
This one here is the best. Absolutely, they got it right finally. Gems is good, but this one they got it right.
I gotta check that one out. That's like their latest one, right?
Yes, came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The vinyl's not very good. You gotta get this because the vinyl only has because you can only put a certain amount of songs on the vinyl. But
Yeah.
I mean, this has got fucking a ton of songs on.
And it's from what to what? I mean, like from everything.
It's
or
their whole
what?
career.
Yeah,
Their whole
it just
career,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's everything.
I gotta check that one out because I like big ones. I like the big ones.
Oh,
And
Big
I
Ones
could not
is a great one.
Classic.
That first one, that Red album was awful, god awful. I
Well,
hated
that one was cool because it got people in Aerosmith though.
Yeah, and then I think they came out with a blue one.
I
didn't
get
they?
Greatest Hits Volume
That's
2 was
big
better.
ones.
No, they had
What's that big
volume,
ones?
they had Volume 2.
Well, no, that's classics. That's
Classics.
live.
No, the Classics
That's
Live.
live.
Classics
Okay,
Live was
okay,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah,
was
they
pretty
had
good.
the red and the blue of Classics
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah, that was when basically Columbia was like trying to milk their catalog with
As
very
much
Yeah.
as they could, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Before they
I
left
think
the
those Classics Live albums suck.
Yeah.
I think
that's a cash grab.
oh yeah,
Big time.
but I'll tell you what, as much of a gem as what you held up, that was the same thing. It was a cash grab late in the.
But it's badass.
Oh, it's amazing. It has Chip Away the Stone, the studio
Oh.
version on it.
No surprise.
One of my favorite Aerosmith songs is Chip Away the Stone, and that has the studio version on it.
Yeah, like I was telling Mark before we came on, this is like a greatest hits of deep tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like their heavier songs.
Yeah,
The stuff that wasn't on the greatest hits album. I
Right.
mean, it's like Last Child, I think, is on there.
Yeah.
Well, not Last Child.
Nice.
Rats on the Cellar.
Rats in the Cellar. Licking a
what a
Promise, I think, is
song.
on there. I think Seasons of Wither's on there. Yeah,
There's
just-
got
Yeah,
Rats in the
it's a great
Cellar,
collection.
A Lick and a Promise, Chip Away the Stone, No Surprise, Mama Ken, Adam's Apple, Nobody's Fault, Round and Round, Critical Mass,
Round
Laura
and round.
Flies, and Jailbait.
Like I said, I didn't think Seasons of Wither was on.
no, yeah, I was wrong.
No, it wasn't.
All right, moving to number 4, Andy. What is your number
Yeah,
4?
number 4, man. You know, when I moved into my own apartment, here in Houston, it was in Spring Branch. I lived in apartment 420. People loved it, and I was just starting to really grow out my collection. We would jam this a lot, and in fact, I was watching a movie, and I could have sworn I paused it and I pulled out the album, and exactly the album cover took from that movie. The movie's A Mad Mad World in Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Chicago 9.
Yep.
Greatest hits. This is what got me started in Chicago, and of course now you know their jazz rock fusion is just amazing. But man, this, if you want to listen to a really good Chicago that's still early but has a lot of hits, this is where you will go.
I
It
like
was
the
another
red.
great- it
I
was
like
a-
the red and
yeah.
the blue, and the other one too. They had a red and a blue too.
Yeah,
I like
I
how how they still numbered it, even though it was the greatest
Yeah.
hits album.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it's
like
still
Chicago
number 9.
4 was the Carnegie Hall one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 was the Carnegie Hall. I got that on cassette because I had it on vinyl. I think it was like 4 or 6 on vinyl, but I
Yeah.
gave it to a friend of mine that was a bigger fan.
I want to get that on CD, but my God, it's so expensive. Even just the original version, but then they have a box set. It's so expensive.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I got, so
Yeah.
I'll just keep it at that.
Alrighty. Tim, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Megadeth. Greatest hits. Back to the Start.
Okay.
That's
Got
the
all
one
the
that's got
hits.
the
That's the one
bomb.
with the nuke on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's so good.
Got all the hits from their first few albums, and I just like it.
Big
yeah,
Capital
that's-
Punishment on my honorable mentions.
Definitely their best stuff, the earlier ones.
Wait, they have best stuff? Oh, okay. Didn't realize that.
Oh, they're
I had to get my Megadeth hate in somewhere.
It's like Anthrax. Anthrax is the band I can't fucking stand, and Joseph
Killing
can't
is
stand
my
Megadeth.
business. And
Oh
business
my
is
God.
good.
Peace
Yeah.
Cells is the only album there.
Peace
that I like.
Cells.
I love Peace Cells. I like some songs off the other albums, early stuff, but to me, they're the most overrated metal band out there.
Wow.
Wow.
Reckoning Day. I think that's a great tune.
No, that's Slayer for me.
We know. All right.
We each hate one of the big fours.
Yeah.
It's more like Metallica though.
No, I hate Slayer. I love Megadeth.
Jerry, I hate 2 of the big 4 because I'm not an Anthrax fan
Well,
either.
Jerry hates Anthrax. Yeah.
See,
I love the I love the first two albums, and I love the John Bush stuff. But
I do too. I
most,
cannot stand Joey Belladonna. I cannot
their
stand
I
most
love
popular
Joey.
stuff.
I stand him.
Oh my
I
god!
love-
I just see
Fabio,
those fucking.
Fabio, I'm with you. Joey rules.
I
and
just
so
see
does
these
John.
douchebags wearing a little painter's
If
cap.
it's not
I'm the
Joey,
man,
it's
I'm the
not
man, I'm the
Anthrax.
man, I'm the man. I'm
Oh,
the
I
man.
love
Yeah,
John.
fuck
John
them.
was what got me into Anthrax.
Yes, I do like them. I do like. I
I
the
like
first
it, but
album
it's
with
not
Neil,
Anthrax.
with
Well,
Neil Turpin. I
it's
do like
John
that
Bush.
first album.
John Bush rules.
To me, it's like the Karabi Crew. It's good, but it's not Crew, and it's not Anthrax either when he's there.
I
It's
think-
That
different.
Karabi album, God, Karabi album rules. Actually, I love
It
it.
does. We need to.
Yeah, but
review
it's
that.
not Motley Crue.
No, well,
Yeah.
No, because Motley Crue sucks.
And John Bush Anthrax is not Anthrax.
Yeah,
It's
because
harder.
Anthrax
It's
sucks.
harder than it's harder than.
No, it's freaking stupid new metal or whatever.
What?
It's not thrash anymore.
What?
Fabio's
Okay,
right.
What
Anthrax
the
was never
fuck are
that
you
thrash
talking
to
about?
begin with. I'm sorry.
Sound of White
No.
Noise is fucking heavy metal as fuck.
Yeah,
It's
but they
not-
sound
but
like
it's not
everybody
thrash.
else.
No,
But
they
it's not
don't.
thrash. It's not
They
thrash.
sounded like
It
everybody
is
else.
thrash.
No, it's
I would
not.
Joey Belladonna.
One
They
more
sounded
room
like
at the
nobody else.
table. My God, what the fuck?
It's
you talking about?
slow. It's not thrash. You gotta be fast to be
Black
thrash.
Lodge is the slowest song on that album.
Anyway, Fabio, what is your number 4?
All right, so the rest of my list is gonna go pretty quickly because we've covered a lot of these. Not all of them yet, but several of them. But yeah, this one was covered, and that's The Cars' Greatest Hits. That album's amazing. We already talked about it. There's not a bad song on it. They sadly had kind of a short discography in the whole scheme of things, but they covered it all here perfectly.
4 albums? No, 5.
5.
6.
5.
5. Okay. Yeah.
Before,
There was the New
before
Cars
Greatest
too,
Hits.
which was also very good, but
Oh, I didn't like
there-
the
there
that,
was
was-
5
that was
before
sucked
Todd,
with
Todd,
Tom
Rundgren.
Rundgren.
Todd
That
Rundgren,
album
yeah, I didn't
sucked.
care for that.
The
it did
last-
not suck.
Yes, it did. The last album, which is good by the Cars, which Move Like This, which is amazing album with Rick.
Move
Ocasek.
Like This was amazing.
Amazing fucking album. Yes. Thank
Yes,
you.
Move Like This was
It
amazing.
hits me. It hits me as one of the best songs the Cars ever did. Fucking
Yes.
love that
Well,
song.
You know what else is amazing too? Joey Belladonna with Anthrax. That's amazing.
Why are we going back on this again?
Because he's right.
I can't see.
that idiot thinks he can sing Journey too. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck
He
that.
can.
Sing anything really.
He can, yeah.
He can.
I can sing it better than he can.
He did a Rush
Yep.
song pretty good too. So
Fuck that guy. The only thing I liked about Anthrax that with Joey Belladonna
How
was
dare you? How dare you? That's blasphemy, Joseph.
I
That's a
hate this
good
It
album
is.
so much. I hate this
Well,
album.
it was the
I'm
Mary.
Why do you
Jane
own it?
episode.
Fantastic.
What'd you
The
say?
Mary- the-
why do you
the Mary-
own shit you don't like?
Because this was one of the first CDs I ever
with
bought when I started buying
children
CDs. Because I was a
episode,
young, stupid
Anthrax
kid.
was in.
I don't buy shit I don't like.
Oh, you must really love their debut album then.
I do.
I hate Fistful
do.
of Metal.
I love
I like Neil
this
Turpin.
album and I love the debut.
Oh, Fistful of Metal sucks.
I love Among the Living. That's my favorite. by
Among
them.
the Living Rules. I love Persistence of Time. I love that fucking album.
Is that
Baby
shitty yellow
Euphoria,
album?
best one.
Got the time.
94
man.
is the yellow one, right? That's that yellow album.
Yeah,
That's the best one.
that one.
It
sucks
doesn't have
so
be
much.
all, I do like Be All End All off that album. So-
Now It's
yeah.
Dark is amazing. Everything else on that album sucks.
Whatever.
Out of sight, out of
This
mind.
is where it's at. Right here. This stuff. That.
The
right
the
there.
John Bush era? Yes. I agree with you. That's what got me into Anthrax when I went back to listen to Joey stuff. So yeah.
Anyway,
It's a different band.
I
like
it's
it
a better.
better.
It's a better band.
It's a better band.
No.
My,
It's hard. It's harder than Joey.
it's that's when Anthrax stopped being posers and acting like
That's
were
when
all,
they
like,
got
cool
boring
hip-hoppers.
and stopped
That's
being
when they
fun.
got. That's when they turned into metal thrash.
No, that's when it got boring.
That's when they started sounding like everybody else.
They did
My
sound
number
like
four.
everybody
They got
else.
boring.
My God, what the fuck are you talking about?
My
All right,
number
let's move
four-
on. Let's move on. Joseph, go.
My number 4. I was a very lucky child because I was brought up knowing the Uli John Roth era of the Scorpions.
Oh, yeah.
Very lucky child.
Nice.
So I grew up with this greatest hits album of the Uli era
Wow.
on cassette. We played it all the time at my house. I grew up knowing and loving all these songs: Steam Rock Fever, Pictured Life, Robot Man, Speedy's Coming, In Trance, Dark Lady, The Sales of Sharon,
Great album.
Just so many amazing songs on here that unfortunately a lot of people still don't know.
I
If
love
people
that
that
shit.
only know the Matthias Jabs era of the Scorpions, this is a great introduction. This particular album is a great introduction.
The thing that
That's
gets me
great.
about that is all they know is the Matthias Jabs area, yet though he had two better guitarists before him.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I
They're
like
all good.
Matthias.
They're all good guitar players.
They're all
Yeah,
great
good, but
guitar
I think Roth and I think Schenker was much better than Matthias Jabs. He's good.
I
I'm not
don't
gonna
know.
say he's not.
Matthias is. I've seen his solos, man. He can shred, man. He's a good
Matthias.
guitar
Well,
player.
the
Matthias
thing is
Jabs.
that the landscape of music changed. That's
Yeah.
why the guitar playing's not as good. But that's because the music changed. I mean, they couldn't shred like they did in the 70s and that big time in the 80s. I mean, they really had to change their sound. And I do have the best of the Scorpions. It's the one where it's the tattoo of the scorpion on the upper thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one, I like that one too.
I think that's
Love Drive?
yeah. No. I don't know. What
No,
that
it was a best of.
I think
Oh,
it might have been.
best
I think it might have been the same. I think it might have been the same album, but with a different cover.
Yeah,
I
so.
like the rockers and ballads they did too.
Nah.
I do too, because I
Well,
do like
only good.
Matthias Jabs.
The only good thing about that is "Hey You."
I can't
I wish that
explain.
was on
I
one
like
of
the
the albums.
version of the Who
That's
song.
okay. That's okay.
They do what I can't explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said that. I can't
Yeah.
explain.
Oh,
It's
they
great
do an
version.
awesome version of Dust in the Wind
Yeah. On the acoustic
on
album.
Unplugged.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Huh.
They speed it up a little bit, but I do. Klaus's voice sounds great on it,
Oh, Klaus's voice sounds great.
Always
on
does.
and they do on that same album. They do a great cover of "Drive" by the Cars,
Oh, they do.
Oh, wow.
which
Huh.
is not a song you'd ever expect the
Klaus
Scorpions
is like
to do.
the only singer
I
I
think
can
I've heard
think of
that.
that I don't understand 3/4 of what the fuck he's saying, and I don't give a shit.
You like Ringo Starr? Anyway, Mark, what is your number 4?
Well, my top 4 isn't going to be rock or metal.
Of course not.
Of course not. And this band has to get in
Mine's
there.
neither.
This band has to get in there. Duran Duran, greatest.
Yes.
Why?
It has A View to a Kill on there. It has.
Love it.
Is There Something I Should Know?
Love it.
It has Ordinary World. It
Yeah.
has all their. This is like a CD I just put in and just jam. It has everything
Yes.
I want to hear by Duran Duran.
The white one with the purple
Yeah.
logo.
No, it
Yep.
was just white with the
The
Duran
big
Duran
blue
is the
greatest across.
It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
greatest.
Yeah, it's
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah, the
fucking-
white one.
The,
Yeah.
the word greatest is like really big in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the best, greatest. And it
It
just
is.
said greatest. They didn't say
That
greatest.
was on my mentions. Yeah.
A
I was-
View to
I-
a-
Decade is also a good one.
Yeah, Decade is not as good as greatest. To
I
me.
agree. Yeah.
I gotta check that one out because I do like their hit songs.
Yeah. A View to a Kill is on there, dude.
Yeah, that was a really good
Great.
song.
One of the greatest Bond songs of all time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Definitely.
That's my number 4.
Alrighty, Jerry, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is from a band that I fucking really love. Oh, they wouldn't be on my list if I didn't love them.
Imagine.
Metal Church?
No.
Oh. They didn't have a greatest hits album, did they? That's a great band.
Little River
LRB.
Oh, I'm
NRB.
surprised that is
Band.
number
Fucking
1.
love Little River Band.
Didn't you send me that CD?
Yeah. What a great fucking band, dude.
You know what I'm talking about, Andy.
I do the other guys.
Have you
Farrell.
heard about the
Yeah, the other
Lonesome
guys.
Loser? Yeah.
Are you talking about the shitty John Farnham era? Fuck that guy. Glenn Shark is the best singer from Little River Band.
I don't even know who's in that band, but I like the songs.
And here's the thing: it sucks is they're going around. There's like no original members of the band. They're all Americans now that's in the band, and they totally shit on the original members. It's actually a very interesting story about these guys. If you want to do what not to do in the music business, is look at how you lose all your fucking rights to your music if you don't fucking be careful what you sign or don't sign. Perfect example. But man, this is loaded with bands: Lonesome Loser, Lady, Cool Change, The Night Owls. Man, I always call your name. Just loaded.
Help was
with
on the
great-
way, reminiscing.
Help is on the way.
Reminiscing
Reminiscing.
rules.
It's a long way there.
Oh, I
Fucking
love
loaded
all
with
those songs.
great fucking songs.
Take it easy on me.
Oh man, great song. Ballerina. It's loaded with great fucking hits, man. These guys were the shit in the 70s, man. They were pretty big, and then
Yeah, that's why I say I'm surprised that's not number one for you. I really am.
really?
Yeah. You
No,
love
that's
that.
probably going to be a Pink Floyd's Songs of Dance or whatever.
Yeah, that's true, but you love that. I love that band. I think they're a great 70s band.
Or
You
Led
need to
Zeppelin
listen to
I was about to
Mothership.
say
Is-
Mothership is probably what I.
All I really
Mothership,
know
yeah.
about him is from the other guys. From the
Must have missed
movie,
something.
Will Ferrell talking about LRD.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was a
LRD.
funny fucking movie.
All right. Into our top three. Andy, what is your number three?
I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. This album,
You like movies?
yeah. I do.
Okay. Well, Andy
You
says
like movies?
Andy says he doesn't like. He doesn't watch a
Selma
lot of
Hayek
movies.
was a
that's
raging
why.
bitch.
Andy
I
says he
know.
doesn't like.
Eva Mendes, ain't it?
Have you been on his
Eva
shows
Mendes.
where
Oh,
he
yeah,
says
yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't like a lot of movies?
Yeah, but I do like a lot, and I just don't watch any newer movies. Let's
Okay.
say that.
Okay.
I just but this album here really changed the way that I listen to music. Back when I was in high school, and I absolutely love this album. Bob Jones' Greatest Hits. He does have a volume 2, but this volume 1, it's great. It also has a track that was not on an album, and it's Positively 4th Street. And I absolutely love that song. I've been looking for it, and then I found out that this is the only way you can find it, is on this one here. It's got Rainy Day Woman, Blowing in the Wind, The Times That Are Changing, It Ain't Me, Babe, Like a Rolling Stone, Mr. Tambourine Man, Subterranean, Homesick Blues, I Want You,
Those are all great songs.
4th Street, and Just Like a Woman.
If that
Nice.
movie was any tr- if that
Love
movie
it.
was any if that movie was true about how he was a dickhead.
Oh, well.
Oh, Bob.
I mean, he was a
Dylan.
total douchebag.
I got a
I
buddy
like
of
that
mine.
movie.
I got a buddy of mine that's a huge Bob Dylan fan, Brent.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go.
I like
see him
Bob
here.
Dylan. I like his music. I like his
And
music.
he's always says, because I'm not a fan, and I always say because I can't stand the guy's voice.
I love his voice.
Says, well, Brent always says, well, you got to get past his voice and listen to the lyrics. I'm like, then he should have been a fucking poet.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say he is
singer.
kind of in a way.
I love his voice. I'm going to go see him again for the second time. He's coming in July with Willie Nelson. So that's going to be
Still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming here too.
Yeah, they're coming here too.
Yeah, Willie's like 90 or 91, and he still tours, and he still has his old guitar trigger. Shit's all broken and shit. He still plays it. Has a hole and shit.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
old
right
trigger.
metal.
It's that old pair of shoes, man. If it fits
Yeah.
well, you gotta
Yeah.
keep wearing it.
Tim,
Hey,
what is your number three?
My number 3 is one of the greatest bands ever, and definitely, without a doubt, the greatest band from Ireland. And you two can go fuck themselves.
Fuck you.
Thin Lizzy, greatest hits.
Yeah.
There.
Fuck yourself, Tim.
Thin Lizzy, the Thin Lizzy a collection. It's a really good one.
No, it's greatest
Awesome.
hits.
But I'd rather.
Well, he was
listen-
talking about a different one.
Oh. Well, yeah, they had like dedication,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not called greatest hits.
I like Black Star Riders better than Thin Lizzy.
We know you said recently.
Yeah.
But I would rather listen to a U2 greatest hits over a Thin Lizzy greatest hits.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you
Not
also.
me.
Nope. Alrighty, Favio, what is your number three?
My number 3 is another repeat, but I don't want to leave it off. So it's Billy Joel, Volume 1 and 2, greatest hits.
Nice.
I hope I never see this thing.
That was classic. I love it.
Yeah, deja vu. Yeah.
Oh, Andy, if you don't want your copy, you can send it right to me.
How about that? That's not a wasp thing.
Yeah, I'll take it with arms wide open. Yeah.
Oh,
I love
boy.
Creed.
All right.
Ugh.
My number 3 is a repeat as well. It's one that Mark alluded to earlier, and a couple people already picked, but that is the iconic Journey Greatest Hits with the red cover. Surprisingly, I was digging around my stuff. I don't own that album currently.
Really?
I don't know how. I grew up with it on cassette, and I think my mom had it on
I did
CD,
too.
but it might be at her work. So I don't know. But yeah, I will say the one thing I hate is that when they did put out the remastered CD and they added that god awful track from Trial by Fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck that
When You
song.
Love a Woman?
I
Yeah.
love When
that
You Love a
song.
Woman.
That
That's
song
a great
up
song.
the ass. Fuck it up the ass.
That
it's
album,
so bad.
that album, Trial by Fire, is really good.
Ugh.
I love it too.
That album was perfect the way it was. If you take that,
I don't know,
if you
like it or not,
if you
but
take,
that track made them a ton of money.
I'm sure it did. But
That's the weirdest album cover I've ever seen in my
Oh,
life.
it's so bad.
What is that? Like a woman peacock in the beach heaven? What the hell is
Ugh.
that?
But no, like Andy said, the singles are the best songs off of Raised on Radio. I love I'll Be All Right Without You. I love Be Good to Yourself, and I love
I love the
Girl
title
Can't
track.
Help It.
I love the title
Like those
track.
are 3 amazing songs, and they're all on the greatest hits. I love the 2 movie soundtrack songs that definitely should have been on Frontiers.
Yes, it would have
Yeah.
been a bigger
yeah.
album.
Frontiers would be way better if you took those couple songs off side 2 and added those on.
I love
I
all
adore Send Her My
Frontiers,
Love.
too.
I love After the Fall.
After the
do
Fall's
too.
great.
Yep, that's a great song.
But that's not on the greatest hits.
The only bad song I think is, well, Center of My Love, but Rubicon's not a very good song.
I love Rubicon. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Some of the stuff on side 2 is just not great. But I love Send Her My Love. My dad was at the concert where they filmed that video at JFK
Oh,
Stadium
really?
Nice.
in Philadelphia. They actually apparently I found out they filmed the whole show. It was like an ESPN documentary or something like that in 1983.
And
And they filmed the whole show.
when they do videos like that, they usually do like 3 or 4 different tries at it. I once saw Brian Adams one time there. He was shooting a video there. They played the song like 4 times in a row to
Yeah.
be like,
Hey, Brian Adams is playing with Neil Girardo and Pat
yeah,
Benatar.
top that to her, yeah.
I want to see that.
My dad was at JFK. It was one of those day-long shows at JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. I think Sammy Hagar was the very opening person.
Yeah,
that
baby.
night. No, because I always use that as a joke because Sammy Hagar never opened for anyone after 1979.
Oh, well,
But he was the very first artist on that day. He opened for the Tubes that day.
I will admit, Sammy
Yeah.
is a huge liar, and I always
So-
bitch about him talking shit.
Yeah,
He needs to shut
that's
the
always
fuck
my
up.
favorite. My dad
He needs
literally
to-
watched him in 1983 be the opening act on a day-long concert. So, yeah, Journey. That's my number 3.
He just put a video up. He was talking about David Lee Roth's performance,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, he couldn't even wait a week. It was.
What did he say?
ridiculous.
I didn't hear what he said.
I didn't listen to
see
it.
I didn't watch the video. I don't care.
I want to know what he said.
But it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
funny. It was like he's critiquing David Lee Roth.
He needs to shut the fuck up and just do his own thing. Just shut the fuck up.
He never has, and he never will.
Well, yeah, and I bitch about him about that. I'm
He never
honest
has, and he
about it.
never will.
Yeah,
He can never
needs-
leave.
he
From the
needs to
day
shut
he
up.
joined
He's-
Van Halen, he could not.
He
leave
has
well
more
enough alone,
money
ever.
than David Lee Roth. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, Mark.
and
What
he'll
is your
bitch
number
about
3?
Wolfgang, and he'll bitch
Oh, yeah.
about Alex, and he'll, but they're buddies of mine. They're friends of mine. Fuck.
Probably talks about Michael behind his back too.
Oh,
I'm
I
sure
bet
sometimes.
you any money he does.
Okay, my number 3. What did you pick, Fabio, on Depeche Mode? What'd you pick?
86 to 91.
Okay, I picked the first Greatest Hits album they put out.
You have 2?
Yeah, it's the first one. It's called Catching Up with Depeche Mode.
Oh, yeah.
And it had
Just can't get enough.
it had my favorite Brandy song on there called Shake the Disease.
Yes.
Here is a plea, my love to you. You know how it knows me the way that you do. You
Yep,
know
we have that
how
one on
hard
CD.
it is for me to shake the disease that brings all. I fucking love that fucking album. I had people before that, but that fucking that new song they put on there, it's like I was a fan right after that. I was like,
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite bands of all time, and they
Yep, we
always
got
will
Catching
be.
Up with Depeche Mode. That's a great album.
Catching Up with Depeche Mode is just fucking amazing. It's like
Yeah.
They added a new song to it, and they showed you what they did before that. So
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I got People Are People on cassette and Depeche Mode 101.
101 is fucking
Double cassette.
amazing. You
Yeah,
should
it
get
is.
the live album from what's the live album from fucking Pasadena? It's a great
A 101, isn't it?
101 is a great fucking
Yeah.
that's a great live album, man.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry, what's your number 3?
I can't hear it. I'm surprised this hasn't been brought up yet. The fuck? Shut up, Jefferson Starship. This is, I think, till this day, it's the best-selling album of all time. I think. Eagles' Greatest Hits, Volume 1. I mean, come on, man. It's got to be on somebody else's list. Come on, man.
Not much of an Eagles fan.
Oh man, this is the best era.
That is a great fucking album. That beats. It goes back and forth between Michael Jackson, Thriller, and that album. It's the greatest selling albums of all time.
Thriller should be called Filler. That's what
I agree. It is my least
Oh,
favorite
I
Michael Jackson
like that
album.
album better than Thriller, by the way. Yeah.
No way.
I like Thriller, but this is better.
It hits and a bunch of filler.
Yeah.
Thriller was the start of my musical journey.
Alrighty. Number 2, Andy.
Eagles.
There it is.
See, but you didn't protest this time, Andy.
No, I couldn't come up with anything. It's late and my brain is running slow. But man, this is just so damn good. It's a hell of a lot better than Volume 2, I'll tell you that.
It is.
This is so good. I love it so much. I remember me and this girl would take long trips in her pickup, and we would listen to this on cassette.
One of these nights.
It was great. It was a wonderful time, and it's such a good CD. I mean, album.
Who's your favorite singer, Glenn Fry or Don Henley?
Oh,
Henley.
Henley.
Yeah.
Henley.
But the thing is, when you listen to Glenn, it's amazing also.
But voice-wise, Timothy B. Schmidt has got a great fucking voice.
Timothy B. Schmidt sang the lagging songs
and Randy Meisner had a great voice too.
And
Joe Walsh.
Oh,
well,
but
I don't like Pretty Maids All in a Row.
I love that song.
That's amazing.
I hate that song.
I love that song.
In the City's great.
I love that song. I hate that song.
Life's Been Good.
Well, that's his solo stuff.
Rocky Mountain Way.
Well, yeah.
Well, so was In the City. That was originally a solo song.
Yeah, it was from the Outsiders. Yeah.
No, from the
James
Warriors.
Gang, man. The James
Warriors.
Gang, man.
Not the Outsiders, Mark. The Warriors.
The
Different
Warriors.
movie.
Yeah, the Warriors.
No,
Do it
Alright.
for Johnny, man. Do it for Johnny. All right.
Warrior shot Cyrus.
Warriors, come out and
Come on, Warriors, come out, play it.
All right, Tim, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is, it's already been mentioned, but I gotta still give props to my home state band.
Aerosmith.
Volume 1 to 1980. I just think that's a great album.
If they
And
wouldn't have cut the intro to Sweet
Yeah.
Emotion.
Yeah. But you take what you can get,
All righty. Favio, what is your number 2?
All right. My last 2 I like the quote that I heard earlier tonight when you said it changed the way you listen to music. And so these top 2 are that for me. And number 2 for me is Legend by Bob Marley.
That's a great
I think it's one of the greatest albums of all time, greatest hits or not. I mean,
Three Little Birds, man.
Yeah, everything. I mean,
Oh, fucking
yeah. Yeah, Buffalo Soldier, Three Little
Oh.
Birds, everything on that album is so great. You can listen to it front to back, makes you feel good, makes you think. I love it.
Awesome. Well, Jerry called it earlier.
ABBA.
There it is.
Yeah. Yep.
One of my favorite albums of all time. I mean, just
So good.
19 of the greatest pop songs ever written are on this album. Just from start to finish. Dancing Queen, Knowing Me, Knowing You. Hey, he even has it and he hates them.
Because my ex left it with me. And I threw it in here, not in my CDs.
Well, you should listen to it more, Mark. It's
Maybe.
a great album. Knowing Me, Knowing You is one of the greatest songs ever written. Take a Chance on Me, Mamma Mia, Lay All Your Love on Me, Super Trooper, I Have a Dream. The Winner Takes It All. It was on my top of my list for 1980. Money, 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 SOS, Chiquitita, Fernando, Voulez-Vous, Gimme a Man After Midnight, Does Your Mother Know, One of Us, Name of the Game, Thank You for the Music, and Waterloo. I mean,
You know, they were on the first season of Saturday Night Live,
They
like
were.
the B-52s.
they were
There you go.
just some of the greatest pop music ever written, performed by two of the greatest pop songwriters and two of the most beautiful female vocalists of all time.
Rita.
Just insanely good music to come out in such a short period of time. They ruled the late 70s. Just some of the greatest music ever written, in my opinion. My number
And
two
a
is
big
ABBA.
influence on Ghost.
Very much
ABBA
so.
and the Bee Gees.
Yep. ABBA and the Bee Gees ruled the late 70s.
Still one of the
they
best
just had a
selling
video
bands of
on
all time,
YouTube.
too.
Oh, they just had a video on YouTube with Elvis Costello talking about Agatha from ABBA. And he said she's basically a bitch and a half.
That's what I've heard.
Okay, but she sounds good on record, you know.
And she is hot as hell.
They were the first one. They were the first ones to start the Avatar too.
Yeah.
And I've always heard that Elvis Costello is a prick and a half.
Yes.
So,
All righty. Mark, what is your number two?
Really? You want me to know my number two? What do you think?
I don't.
Here we go.
but-
Here we go. Boingo boingo.
All right. There's two yeah, you got that, Cherry. There's two Oingo Boingos albums. There's the IRS version called Skeletons in the Closet. And there's the one that my go-to. It's a double album. They actually recorded all their greatest hits live in the studio, which is amazing. It's called Oingo Boingo Alive. And they actually added two new songs on there called Cinderella Undercover. Cinderella Undercover. I say better alive than dead. It goes, Cinderella's working for the CIA. I fucking love that shit. I love all the re-recorded songs they did. A lot of people hate re-recorded songs. I like the Striper album, Second Coming, which I almost picked.
Love that one. That's a great one.
Great re-recorded album. It's harder, faster, and louder.
Yep.
Tim.
But Oingo Boingo Live is the same way. It's like Danny Elfman said he didn't like the way he sounded on the original albums, so he re-recorded it and they played live in the studio like Striper did on Second Coming. Fucking amazing. I love the fucking album. I love it. There's a couple songs I don't like. Country Sweat, where they did a country version of the song Sweat. Nah, it sucks. Or Return of the Dead Men, which is like a instrumental. Nah, but it's an amazing double. It's called Alive because they re-recorded the greatest hits. Alive because they went to MCA Records, and Away from IRS. Great fucking album. I love it. One of my favorite.
I agree with Danny Elfman on that. I didn't like the way you sounded either.
Fuck you, Jerry.
That's messed up.
I'm just
All right, Jerry, what is your number two?
You guys gravitated to Billy Joel. I'm sorry. I go to Elton John before I do Billy Joel. Sorry. I love Billy Joel, don't get me wrong, but I prefer Elton John better. This one here.
I've been on a big Elton John kick lately.
Yeah. I mean, this is loaded with fucking awesome tunes. Oh man, the 70s Elton John is fucking some of the best music ever written, dude.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that.
And this is a fabulous. I mean, this is a fabulous. He has the original Greatest Hits album, which I think everybody owned that at one time too. But I prefer this one, but because it has both of them, and it's got a lot more songs later in his career, which I do like.
Yep.
Yeah, that one right there.
That one right there.
Is that the other one where he's got a tennis racket or something?
Yeah, volume.
This one back here.
Yep.
But that's actually the one that really got me into Elton John, actually. But I prefer this one better. But you can't go wrong with either one of them.
Awesome. All right.
Number one.
Number
Number
one.
one.
We always rub our hands in honor of Andy.
Andy,
All
what
right.
is your number one?
Greatest hits by who else? The greatest band. The
Rush?
greatest hits by the greatest band that ever lived.
Beatles.
The Beatles.
It is, but which one?
Blue.
The Blue album. The Blue, right?
That
Oh,
one.
that one.
I got that one. I got that one.
That's a
I
great
think you
one.
gave it to me on CD, I think.
Nobody gives me anything. Except the
I
little
gave you all
rubber
kinds
band.
of shit.
You gave me the little rubber
You
band.
never
I gave you-
give me your
I gave you Power
pillow.
Slave.
Oh,
I gave
yeah.
you Matter of Life and Death.
You did. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I
Only
forgot.
greatest hits. Let me tell you, I found this one last month. I used to have it on cassette. I bought it at a Woolworths when I
Ooh,
was in
Woolworths.
elementary school. And
Did you
I
get a
lost-
grilled cheese?
Huh?
Did you get a grilled cheese?
Huh?
Woolworths
Cafeteria.
used to sell grilled cheese and ice cream.
Oh, I don't remember that. I remember that they did have a cafeteria though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I got-
saying. Did you get a grilled cheese? Like Kmart used to have hot dogs.
Kmart was better.
Yeah, Kmart was better. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that next to Woolworths was a Luby's, so we would go to Luby's after Woolworths.
I don't know. I want to go to a place called Luby's. Sorry.
It's like Quaker Steak and Lube.
So I was able to
Bacon
find this on vinyl. I've been looking for this for years, and I finally found it. I think last month when I went to go look for something for Jerry, because it was on Record Store Day, and I went to go look for Collective Soul. I go, oh my God, look what they have. So, I was able to.
You probably said, "Fuck that guy! I ain't buying his record. I'm gonna get this shit."
I was expecting Jerry to pick a Collective Soul one.
And of course, these are all in chronological order. And I'm not going to go through them, but there's 20 songs, and it's such a great compilation. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I found it. So my number one, of course, it's got to be the Beatles.
Awesome. Tim, what is your number one?
My number one is from a band that I absolutely fucking adore. And I'm just going to say one word about this band, and that's all I need to say. Perfection. Steely Dan, greatest hits.
Not Decade?
No.
Because it's
Nobody
not
said-
called Greatest Hits.
Decade is what got me into Steely Dan. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's not called greatest hits.
But it's still a greatest hits album.
But Greatest Hits is a double.
Yeah.
But they are just, I mean, I am a true blue fucking metalhead from the word jump. But
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go with this one. Surprised you didn't go with Sabbath.
no,
I went Solar Souls.
no, I went with Steely Dan because I just think they are just perfection. I
Yeah,
mean,
They are. They are.
you cannot sound better than a band. You cannot play better than a band. You cannot write better songs than a band ever did, or than they did.
Yep.
That's all you need. You know, what you need. They didn't tour, you know, but hey, who needs to when you're coming out
Beatles
with,
didn't.
when you're coming out with albums like that? Who needs to?
Alrighty.
Alan Parsons didn't tour either.
Not
Alan
a lot
Parsons been
back
touring
then.
a lot. He's touring more now than he did back then.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Back in the day.
He was an
Alrighty.
engineer. He really wasn't a. Well, okay.
Fabio, what is your number one?
So my number one was already touched on earlier. The Best of the Doors, but my pick was the 1985 double album.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's the one I love.
Yeah, I mean it's got everything from the first greatest hits album, but you get so much more. I mean, it's a double album, and you really need all the other stuff. Yeah, Strange Days, Alabama Song,
Unknown
501.
Soldier.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, Lover Madly. It's got a lot more than that first greatest hits. It's a great album.
That's what got me into the Doors. That album, fucking amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So that's my number one, and that's another one that follows like what I said with the last one. Changed the way I listen to music because I was all I mean, so when I was a little kid, I was all about Motown and Michael Jackson, Temptations, Four Tops, and then I MTV got me with like Bon Jovi, Cinderella, Rat, all the '80s rock.
Mhm.
That got me to hard rock metal. But then when I got to high school and I got those greatest hits albums from Bob Marley and The Doors, that like changed the way I listen to music and the
Exactly,
Beatles
man.
and so.
Righty. Well, it's the biggest selling album of all time for a reason.
There you go.
I mean, this right here is one of the most special albums to me. I mean, this is another one that my family had on cassette and CD that we just wore out so much. One of the greatest collections of songs ever put on vinyl from front to back. I mean, just 10 of the greatest songs. Take It Easy, Witchy Woman, Lion Eyes, Already Gone, Desperado, One of These Nights, Tequila Sunrise, Take It to the Limit, Peaceful Easy Feeling, and Best of My Love. Just a perfect collection of songs. It's I don't like to say this because I know who I'm talking about, but if you don't like the Eagles, I don't trust you as a human being. It's just it is just it is just pure music.
Right on.
That is just some of the greatest songs ever written, in my opinion, and just a phenomenal greatest hits album. My favorite greatest hits album of all time.
And they're Linda Ronstadt's backing band.
Correct.
I don't like Linda Ronstadt.
I love Linda Ronstadt.
I love the Eagles though.
All right, Mark, what is your number one?
You guys already brought this album up, but you guys didn't talk about the new song that was on this album. I remember taking my dog, my golden retriever Goldie, and I'd be walking. I got my cassette of the Cars' greatest hits. I'd be sitting there just having it on my shoulder, taking my dog for a walk, and just jamming this fucking cassette.
What was the new song? Was it Tonight She Comes? Is that the new song?
Tonight She Comes.
Yeah.
Great fucking video.
That's
They're
right.
like sci-fi shit. They put a new song on it. Nobody talked about it. Fucking great.
I always
fucking
forget
new
that that's a
song.
new song.
I know
Me
Tonight
too.
She Comes. I love that fucking song. And I'd be sitting there with my boombox, taking my dog for a walk, and putting it blast. I had my D batteries fucking in that fucking boombox. Make sure everybody heard the fucking Cars back then. Because that fucking tape ruled. It's the tape that got me into one of the greatest bands of all time. He doesn't get enough love. And I love Rush is my favorite band. But fucking I play moving pictures all the time, but I play that cassette just as much. And I'm not gonna play the Rush has a bunch of fucking part 1, part 2, fucking greatest hits albums. I can't pick them all. So I didn't pick any Rush greatest hits albums because there's so many.
I was surprised you didn't pick Chronicles.
I didn't own Chronicles
Yeah.
because I had all their tapes and CDs at the time. So that didn't mean, but they had other ones that were remastered later, like 2, 3, 2 and 3 or whatever. So Chronicles is awesome. But the thing is, I owned all those albums. But the Cars' greatest hits, I had so many memories of me of walking my dog saying, "This is the Cars, bitch. Listen to this shit because it rules." And
Yeah.
Tonight She Comes is fucking amazing. I love that album so much. The Cars are so underrated. And we talked about this, I think, last week. Roy Thomas Baker, rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to do an episode about him, but my laptop was down, and we weren't able to do that. So Al and I decided to soldier on and skip it. But man, it was going to be a good episode too. We had our stuff down. Joe was going to be there. It was all going to be about Baker. It just
Well, you can still do it.
Yeah, I know. We'll see in the future.
Alrighty, Jerry, take us home. What's your number one?
It's number one because the way it was put together, linking the songs together. You know, when you do Pink Floyd, you got to find a way to get the songs to go, and they got the songs to go into each other so perfectly, like it was a regular album. It was that well done, you know, because you know a lot of Pink Floyd songs they continue, you know, they go into other songs. with the wind, the breeze going and stuff like that. And they did a great job with doing that on this greatest hits album. They made every song segue so good into each other.
Yeah, Pink Floyd has a lot of stuff in between tracks.
Right.
Tracks.
Now, I know a lot of people thought was
that
Go
fit
ahead, sorry.
so perfectly that you
Yes.
can't leave it out.
and they do such a great job at the reason I didn't pick Mothership is because you don't have the Rain song or 10 Years Gone on the greatest hits album. I ain't buying it. Sorry. This up is my favorite band, but those two songs weren't on there, so that's why I didn't pick
You're
it.
fair. Yeah.
But this I thought was so well done. It's the greatest hits album. So I love
I thought you picked Mothership.
I love the album, don't get me wrong, but I'm pissed off they didn't put those two songs on there.
I agree.
Jerry, there's some bands that are like that for me too, like Kiss and Alice Cooper. Like they got some greatest hits album, but I just hate that they totally ignore their 80s era, which is my favorite era, you know.
Right.
So the fact that Kiss will not acknowledge the 80s, Alice Cooper will not acknowledge the 80s outside of Poison.
Well, that's because Alice Cooper doesn't remember the 80s.
No,
yeah,
true.
but the fact that they don't acknowledge them, I can't accept those as greatest hits albums.
Well, I mean, it depends what you listen. If you get like the very best of Kiss, that CD has like "Lick It Up" on it. It has "I Love It Loud." It
The
has
shittiest song they
"Heaven's
ever
on
wrote
Fire."
in the 80s.
I think it has "Tears Are Falling" on it. But
yeah, but it's very weak. It's like I said, "Lick It Up's the weakest song of the 80s.
I agree.
And the other ones are just
not the weakest song of the 80s. My God, My Way came out in the 80s. Read My Body came out in the 80s.
It's the weakest song on that
everything
album.
better than Lick It Up.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely the weakest song on that album.
Lick It Up is probably my favorite album of the 80s.
Beam me up, Scotty.
But that song just blows.
Now I did
absolutely
the weekend too.
There you go, Crazy Nights. That
I
album
love Crazy
rules.
Nights.
Sorry,
Hold on.
That's a good album. I like that album.
I love that album.
I like it.
Chris,
I'm in the middle of this one.
There's some good stuff on there. The ballads are all great.
Yes.
You guys know he's making a
poppier
new
songs.
album.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's making a new album.
He's making a new
Does he
album.
matter
Really
to
cheated
me?
on bass.
And that's all.
All right, man. Is that
None
it?
of them are this.
That's it.
None of them are this.
No, that's the best thing with the word "kiss" on it. Actually,
Correct.
Is this
Alrighty.
episode over? What are we
Yes.
doing?
Thank you guys so much. This was awesome. The chart has officially been filled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was great. I'm so thankful for all of you guys for coming on and doing this show. Fun idea. And I've really enjoyed talking about a lot of these greatest hits albums.
Nice. Kenny Rogers.
Air Supply.
Hey, Fabio, come up with an episode next week for us. We don't have one.
Next week.
If you want to be on here next Thursday, if you can't, then Andy, come
All
up
right,
with an episode.
I'll see if I can think of something.
Think of something for next Thursday.
Who, me?
Alrighty. Mark and Jerry, I turn your show back over to you. Take us home.
All right. Well, we got, what do we got on tomorrow, Jerry? We got a Heart, Dog, and Butterfly review, Freeform.
Yep.
You got for 3 shots and whatever else you're doing.
Well, we were supposed to record that the other night, but unfortunately, I had a family emergency 10 minutes before we were going to start to record. Actually, it's probably a good thing we didn't get caught halfway in the recording, I guess, maybe. But we're going to do that PMRC episode, which is going to be, I got some good notes on that. That's going to be a fun episode to do. Like I said, me and Joseph are going to be working on our stick stuff here shortly. Should have a couple of weeks. We should have something out. Having somebody do an intro for us. Can't wait to hear how it sounds like. It's called Heavy Water 77. The song Heavy Water is actually going to be in the intro, but we're going to do 2 versions in case we get kicked out for using licensed music. So
they don't care.
But I think what they do now is they say, "Are you going to be willing to share the revenue with the band?"
Yeah,
or something, and that's
what they do.
They can have it all. I don't care.
Yeah, we've already said that, right, Jerry?
Yeah,
I'm
can have all the fucking money.
Yep.
Yeah,
don't care.
What money?
What money? I haven't made
exactly.
shit off this.
If anything, we're promoting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're promoting music.
If they think we're in it for the money.
Well, according to Mark Dolly, Tommy Shaw actually liked it. So the idea
Well, that's a
of what
fake
we're
Tommy
doing.
Shaw, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, but
No,
you never know.
it was the real Tommy Shaw. He loves
It
our
was.
ideas. Yeah,
I
definitely.
believe
I talk to him every day. So
Yeah,
we're buds.
he asks me for money every week, and I keep sending it to him. I
Exactly.
guess he.
I gave him. I gave him my social security
Yeah,
number, date of
yeah,
birth,
my credit card, my
My
mother's
bank
maiden
account
name.
number? Jeez.
My mother's maiden name.
mother's maiden name. Yeah, yeah. Give it to him all. Passwords. Give it to
Yeah.
him all. I trust him. I trust him.
I trust Tommy Shaw.
I trust human
Yeah,
nature,
I
man.
trust somebody I met on the internet.
Of
course.
All right,
I
Andy.
met you guys on the internet. I trust
Yeah.
you.
So you got your laptop back. So what's
Good
going
point.
on Black
Good
Spider
point.
Circle next week?
Oh yeah, this is so good.
Oh, I forgot about that one. My God,
I
that's
did
a
not
great
forget.
fucking
It was
chronicle.
on my honorable mentions. That's a great one.
Well, you know, let me say my honorable mentions real quick. I do have some. I have 6 greatest hits, REO, Essential, REO Speedwagon, 40 Seasons, the best of Skid Row, the very best of Dawkins, Dio, best of the Beast, Aerosmith Gems, the Eagles greatest hits, and Steely Dan Decade.
Okay,
This Phil Collins is a fucking.
Oh yeah,
great-
that's good.
I have the 3-disc version of that.
This is a 3-disc version, I think. No, it's not the 2-disc. You're right.
Fantastic.
Oh God, I forgot about that. I got that
works.
too. That's
By
what
Judas
got me to
Priest.
Judas Priest. That album right there.
Brian Adams, so far so good.
Oh, that's a good
Great
one
one.
too.
Yes.
The Who, the very best of the Who.
That's a great one
This is a
too.
really good one. ZZ, the best of ZZ Top. This
Great
is a
one,
good
too.
one too.
I had the other one.
The best of Bowie.
Great
I
one.
got that
Yes.
That's taken from the Sound of Vision box set, by the way.
I got that one.
Yeah, great one.
Ooh, this is a good one. The Decade of Domination by Pantera.
Yeah.
one.
And this, oh yeah. Ugh. Sorry guys, I'm taking so long. The very Beast of Dio. So good. So good.
Yes.
Again, another album that's in chronological order. They
Yeah, I love
really
that Best of the
do
Beast.
the bulk of his classic period from 80 to 86. So damn
Yeah.
good. And then I had bought this a while back. This is Black Sabbath greatest hits. Just I got the Who Sold Our Souls on Black Spinner Circle on Wednesday because I'm going to be at my mom's over the weekend. I'll come back on Wednesday. We're going to be doing top 10 albums from our high school years. So I'm going to do mine from 89 to 93. And Al's going to do his from, I think he graduated in 89. That's when I was a freshman. And then he's getting guests. So we're going to, they're going to be from our high school years. So I'm already
Oh man, mine would not be good.
Oh my God, I have
Yours-
burn some serious brain
Mine was
cells.
2012 to
God.
2016. You want to talk about some shitty years for music?
Got
Yeah,
some
Mine was
got some-
92 to 96. A
got
lot
some
of
Imagine
trash in
Dragons,
there.
some 21 Pilots on there. You got some good stuff, Jess. I'm just kidding. That's just
Yeah, I got 89 to 93. Oh my
I
God.
graduated high school.
You got a lot of good stuff in there.
I got 85 to 89.
I quit high school
That's
in
a great
86,
one.
so I don't know what the fuck I was listening to.
See, then you could have my dad who has like the best years ever, which is 78 to 82.
True.
All right, so somebody needs to come up with an episode next week for this show.
About top 11 live concerts you've attended.
We
We
just
did
did
that
that
one last week.
We just did that last week.
Oh, you stole my idea and you didn't even include me?
Oh, don't worry, he did that to me too. So
Well, come up with shit, man. Come up with
I
something.
did.
Well, we already
I gave
did
that
that.
to you.
We
Couple
literally
weeks
just
ago.
did it last week.
We just did it last week.
Yeah.
How about like top 11 Black Sabbath songs? I don't know.
That's a little too generic there, Mark.
I don't
How
know.
about top 11 songs that are so overplayed, but they're actually, if you think about it, really good songs.
That's a good one right there.
Like Sweet Emotion, for instance. Overplayed, but it's a good fucking song.
I don't know. Well, you guys come up with me and we'll figure it out and we'll put it out on the
right.
page.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Jerry, Joseph, I hope your sick page rules, and I hope you guys bring me on that show. And
Yeah, we're gonna have guests.
Crash the Crown, bitches.
I'll have you on for that time when we review that album.
Yeah, that needs to be Mooger needs to be on that too. We'll do a carryover on that one.
11:02. I gotta go.
Tim,
Yeah, it's late.
Tim, thank you, man. I'll see you on Sunday.
No, you
Metal
won't.
Church?
No, you won't.
You're not going to be on Sunday?
My girlfriend said Sunday's Mother's Day, and no.
Oh, well,
Sunday's
you didn't
Mother's
tell me that now. I got to take your track off. All right. Later, guys. Bye.
Later,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.